What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the BallGame podcast. I'm the innocent bystander, Matt Sullivan.
I am Trunks.
I'm Dean.
I'm Ortiz. I'm Chris.
I'm Tom.
As you,
I'm going to introduce you.
I was going to introduce you, but there goes the introduction. Trunks, can you do me a favor and move your water bottle, please?
Oh,
thanks,
It is
man.
quite
It is rather distracting.
sorry.
Anyways, yes, as you can see, we have a very special guest today, our good friend Tom. We're very happy to have you on. It's been a long time coming for this, so we're glad to have you here and talk some football. Give us a little ball game bet, which is coming up in a little bit. But yeah, Tom, welcome to the pod, baby.
First, I just want to
Happy to be
say,
here, man. Let's do it.
Comes on a
And
special
I want to say
day.
happy birthday to Tom.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Yes,
Tom.
thank you,
Yes.
thank you. My Taylor Swift here.
birthday
Aw.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
There we go.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
That was adorable. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Loaded show today, aside from birthdays, obviously. So today's an NFL pod.
You know what? Time out. I know it's a day late, but
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dean. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
It was also
Yesterday.
Dean's birthday yesterday. if you guys
Yesterday.
know.
I
Yeah.
appreciate everyone who reached out. Thank you.
Yeah, I was late on it. Sorry, buddy.
Bro,
I feel bad about
better
that.
better than most people. It's fine.
Oh,
wow. That was sad.
whoever didn't wish Dean a happy birthday, I hate you. Whoever doesn't wish Tom a happy birthday, I hate you too.
It's a strong
Um,
word.
Yeah, it's a little excessive,
all
but
right.
I appreciate the loyalty. The effort's there. I like
I
it.
don't
I'm
like you.
disappointed in you.
like
But yeah, yes, that's a good way to put it.
I like
Anyways,
that. I like that.
yes, today's an NFL show, bunch of free agency stuff to talk about. Before we do any of that, though, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all of our socials, all that good stuff. Join the Discord, follow us on Twitch, all the socials in the world. So
Yeah.
All
we're
over the
there.
world.
We here.
We
So
here.
Hopefully you guys didn't take our bracket and pick Arizona
Oh,
to the Final
Jesus
Four.
Christ.
That's something.
That was the official ball game bracket winner.
That
yeah.
Arizona wasn't winning, but they went to the national championship game.
Mm,
Yep.
so that bracket's busted.
Yeah,
Not busted yet.
it's okay.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's too early to say.
Clem says,
Clem
"Whoa,
say?
that kid's in my house." He is indeed. Clem.
He is indeed in
Um,
your house.
But okay, before we get into football, though, two things. First of all, we'll start off with a little segment where we lose you money if you follow it, and it's called
This is ball game bets. All right, and I guess I'll get us started here.
Mag, you're getting us started, buddy.
My bad, guys. All right. So I have Donovan Mitchell to put up 20-plus points against the Wizards. Darius Garland to hit a 3 in that game. Tobias Harris to make a 3 against the Hornets. And the Warriors' money line against the Atlanta Hawks. That comes out to plus 273.
So I have Trae Young and Brandon Ingram to score 20-plus points. I have the Atlanta Hawks money line, and I have the Minnesota Timberwolves alternate spread plus 3.5 against the Chicago Bulls. All comes out to plus 264.
I got James Harden, Bradley Beal, Jalen Green, and DeMar DeRozan to all score 20-plus points.
I got the Hawks money line. Trae Young to score 25 plus, DeMar DeRozan to score 20 plus, and Zach LaVine to score 25 plus. Shout out Zach LaVine.
I got DeMar DeRozan to score 20 plus, Darius Garland to record 6 plus assists, DeJounte Murray to score 15 points, and the Sixers alternate spread against the Hornets minus 7.5.
But before we end, we have one more special ball game bet.
We do. My odds are a little higher, but okay. So Kelly Oubre to score 20-plus points. Got Joel Embiid to record 2-plus blocks. James Harden to record 1+ steals. And Trae Young to record a double-double for plus 570 odds.
Wow.
Jesus,
We ball
nice.
over here.
Okay.
A big boy.
Jesus. Respect, man.
What
I
up, O
was
Sleazy?
about to say,
My
shout out
brother.
to Sleazy.
How we doing?
What's up, my boy?
Let's
Okay.
go VCU today, bro. Hell yeah.
A lot more
Yeah,
games
sure.
today to watch for March Madness. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. It's coming up in actually probably less than an hour. So yeah, you could be watching that all day after ball game. But anyways, before we get into football, there was one other thing that I believe you wanted to speak about, Ortiz.
Yes. Just a quick thing for any baseball guys out there. I myself, I'm a Met fan, as is my friend Dean over here. And as you guys know, Edwin Diaz tore his patellar tendon in his right knee,
So
That's-
celebrating.
celebrating after dominating Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I'm a Yankee fan, and I still feel so fucking
Bro.
bad for you. Like that's just such a Mets thing.
And obviously, it's not the Mets' entire season. I mean, some fans are thinking that, like, oh my God, we lost Diaz, we lost this, we lost that. It's not the end of the world, obviously. We still have a really good team around, other than Diaz, and we've shown it last season.
Right. If you're
Well-
panicking, just know like if the season's lost over one player, the team wasn't that great to
Yeah.
begin with.
No, especially in
So,
baseball.
I think we were good enough to compete for a World Series, so I don't think this is the downfall of the Mets in 2023. I think there's still probably midseason moves to be made,
Yeah.
guys to look at in the minor leagues to bring up. There's definitely options. There's things to do. Obviously, none of them are going to be as good as the best closer in the game, clearly. But I think there could be temporary patches to be done.
My
No, I
cousin-
agree.
I don't think the season's over.
My
It definitely
cousin's
doesn't help,
also a Met
obviously.
fan, and he just commented, but I can't see what he said. I hate being a Mets fan. Nice. Do you guys know if he's
Birds up, Claw.
if he's out for the season?
He's out for the
He's
season.
out for the season.
Oh my
Yeah, no, he's out for the
God,
season.
bro.
So a lot of people were talking about the World Baseball Classic and the intensity of it, and doing that before the season starts, during spring training when guys are trying to ramp up. They're playing basically playoff games in March, and that's why the game's biggest pitchers don't participate. You know, you look at Team USA's pitching roster, you look
Yep.
at all these teams. Their pitching's not as good as the hitting. Why? Because these guys need time to get ready for this.
Yeah.
It's not even Edwin Diaz's injury in particular because he got hurt celebrating. It was a
freak
freak
injury.
accident. Anyone who
That's
complains about
crazy.
that, yeah. But that's why these guys don't pitch in this. And you know, I can understand the side of saying don't let these guys that get paid millions play these meaningless games. It's not meaningless.
Those games are definitely
It's
not
not
meaningless.
It's definitely not meaningless.
So many of these countries, like Chinese Taipei in Taiwan, fucking the Czech Republic, all these guys getting a once in a lifetime opportunity to play this sport that they don't get to do at home.
Yep.
These guys don't get paid.
One
That-
guy got signed off of an inning.
right? The Nicaraguan guy, right?
21 years old.
So
Struck out 3 of the best hitters in the game.
this is an opportunity for these people that they will never ever get in their lives. They're playing their fucking hearts out and asses off.
Yeah.
That Czech Republic team were regular 9-to-5 workers, and they went to Japan and versus Shohei Ohtani. Like props to them, man. And to say that these people shouldn't be competing is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
It's
definitely
a
not.
once, yeah, it's a
that's
once in a lifetime.
It's like the Olympics. It's like telling anybody from those dream teams or anything that they shouldn't be representing their country. It doesn't matter when it is. If there's an opportunity to do it, you do
you
it.
represent your
I
country.
don't
Yeah.
necessarily
agree.
agree with it being in March. Maybe
The
it should
timing,
be.
yeah, the timing isn't the best, but you know what? It is what it is. That's
Yeah.
when the World Baseball Classic is. That's when it works out best for everyone else.
I feel like it should be after the
World Series.
postseason.
It's
after-
tough because
after the World
guys are
Series.
really
Guys
their
are
arms
really
are
worn
shot.
down.
like
That's another
pitchers'
problem.
arms are shot.
Maybe
guys are
they
worn down
do
after
what
that.
the NHL does, do it mid-season with the Olympics. I know the Winter Olympics are in the middle of the
And
NHL
put,
season.
what,
They
put it on pause.
Put it on pause. It's an option.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. It's just it's 3 weeks, and then you got to cram in a lot of
Bless you.
games. Bless you. Then you got to cram in a lot of games before the end of the season, or you cut the season, or you shorten the season a little bit.
I think anyway the MLB season should be shorter. There's no reason to play 162 games.
That's a whole lot of baseball.
It's a
It is a
fucking-
lot.
That's
of
The owners will
baseball.
never do it because
No,
It's so
too-
much
too much
revenue,
money.
bro.
bless
Bless
you.
It's tough. It is definitely difficult. 162 is a lot. It makes each game like far less meaningful. But it's how baseball's been forever. I mean, you change it, and then records are never going to be changed.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I love the World Baseball Classic.
No,
I
me
love
too.
it.
I haven't
Yeah, man.
Even
watched
if it
much.
stays in March,
Listen, the atmosphere watching these
Yeah.
games is fucking amazing,
Right.
as you touched on before. Because for these countries, this is
this is
their
World
chance
Series,
at being
yeah.
the best in the world.
Yep.
this country is the
And the
best in
USA
the
is
world.
not a given. It's not like Olympic basketball where
no.
you know USA is going to win. You
we
don't know
we
who
won in
USA
2017.
Bro, it's baseball. Anybody can win on any given day. You know,
Except for Great Britain. No,
they won a
disrespect.
game.
Did they really?
They won a
Yeah.
game. Yeah,
They-
even they can win a game.
They had their fucking jerseys falling off and shit. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was rough.
Baseball can go either way any day of the week.
No, I know it can. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's all we want to cover for baseball right now? Edwin Diaz unfortunately getting injured.
Yeah, I mean,
So
From celebrating.
that's really. I mean,
freak accident.
Yeah,
yeah, it is. what it is.
Sucks for
I'm-
the Mets. I'm
You
a
guys
Met
will
fan.
probably
It really
swing a
sucks.
trade for a closer
But-
at midseason.
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I
something,
think
so.
there's definitely something to be done. I don't think the season's
No,
lost.
No.
Well, Sleazy
Moves
brings
they
up
made.
the NBA Players Association talking about shortening the NBA season. He doesn't see the point of shortening the season anyway. I think the NBA season should be shortened if we're talking about shortening seasons at all in any sport.
I'd say it. I don't know because guys are load managing now, so like it's not like it even really matters that much anymore. Like these guys aren't gonna play 82.
I mean, the point is to stop that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if someone purchases a ticket to the game, they want to know the guy's playing, and if they only put out 62 games to go to, there's a higher chance that you will see the guy that you paid to see.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't know. I'm indifferent to it. Look, if they do either, they keep it or they change it. I'm cool with it. I don't mind, honestly. I'm all for like whatever people want.
I know.
In
I
this
just
case.
the average fan doesn't go to NBA games often. Even we go to what 2-3 games a year, maybe,
Two a
and that's
year.
lucky. Most
Yeah.
people don't go to a game every year. So
No.
you know, and even we went to the game the other day. We didn't see Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that was the only game we get to see this year. We didn't get to see Jalen Brunson.
Well, he was.
I know he was hurt.
legitimately injured.
I understand. I'm just saying if there was less games, maybe he doesn't get hurt. Maybe there's less injuries. Guys don't load manage as much. I'm just saying the principle of it. But
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, you're probably right. The
But
wear and tear on your
the
body.
NBA especially would never ever do that.
Yeah, no,
That
no
doesn't-
shot. But okay. Anyways, so now we can move on to our main topic of the show, and that is football and NFL free agency. It's been a wild last few days of NFL free agency. A lot going on, a lot of signings to talk about. So the structure that we're gonna do this is we're gonna take this team by team. Obviously, some teams are far more important than others have been so far in free agency. So I'm gonna skip a lot of these small ones like the Arizona Cardinals signing Will Hernandez and Kelvin Beachum, like two solid offensive linemen, but we're not getting into that. But yeah, a lot of big moves and definitely some big trades that we'll also speak about. So it's been a crazy NFL offseason so far, and very excited to get into talking about it. So the first team that I figured we'd talk about.
Wait.
Oh.
I actually had something about the Cardinals.
Oh,
I
you
wanted to
did?
ask you guys a question. Someone asked me this in the TikTok live last night.
All right.
So I want to see what you guys think about it. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray is probably going to be out for at least 12 weeks this season. He's going to be out a while. The Cardinals have the number 3 pick in this year's draft. They suck. They have a good chance to get number 1 next year if Kyler doesn't play. Do you stay at number 1 and draft Caleb Williams and look into trading Kyler, or do you look into trading down and keep building around Kyler?
I know your stance on Kyler.
Yeah, I think he's just overrated, personally. I've always thought Kyler was overrated, but
I don't think it's crazy to say he's overrated, but I don't think I think you already paid him, and it'd be tough to move on from him. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's your franchise guy. I still believe in Kyler. I still think he's a good football player.
so I'll just put this out there now. I think this is the year where you trade down. This is this year where you get whatever assets you can, do whatever you can. You have the 3rd overall pick currently in a draft that has 4 quarterbacks that are probably going to go top 4. Trade down. Next season, if you do end up with the 1st overall pick, you look to trade Kyler. I think it's just the smartest move because I think Caleb Williams and Drake May could be far better than Kyler is right now and far better than Kyler can be. So if you could go get one of those 2 guys, no question, I think you should trade Kyler and do whatever you can to build around those 2 on a rookie deal nonetheless. So that's my stance on that.
Fair take.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's tough. I like Kyler. I'm on the complete opposite side of the spectrum with you. I think Kyler's underrated. I think because of the Call of Duty stuff, and I know you're not really thinking about
No,
that,
I
but
don't even give a fuck.
but just
about that.
people tend to disrespect Kyler Murray because of stuff like that and think he's not a good football player. He's about top 10. If you want to have him a few spots lower than 10, I'm cool with that, but he's in that 10 to 13 range of quarterback, which is a really good fucking quarterback to be top half of the league, and he's still young and can improve. My stance on this particular question was, with Kyler, there's always going to be the dark cloud of his size hanging over him, and that matters.
That's the scary part with Bryce.
Right, I
That's
agree.
what
With
scares
Bryce,
people with
that's
Bryce.
always been the cloud with even a guy like Russell Wilson too, and we've seen it this year on full display.
Yep.
Russell Wilson was bad, and where did he really struggle? Throwing the ball over the middle of the field.
Yep.
So there's always going to be that cloud. It really comes down to what the Cardinals evaluate Kyler and Drake May or Caleb Williams, whoever they decide to take there, but how they rank them against each other. Like you said, having a rookie quarterback contract is one of the most valuable things in all football. So that obviously matters too. It would be an interesting situation. I don't know what I would do because I'm not the Cardinals. So
yeah. That's just personally what I
think
would
you
do.
could go. You can make an argument to go either way with
Yes.
it because
I agree. You'll get a bunch. for the-
regardless, either or. If you trade Kyler, you'll get a bunch for Kyler, and if you trade out of number one, you're going to get a haul for pick number one.
You get
So-
more for the pick.
So say
Probably
they
Kyler.
get the third pick. Would you trade up for like the first pick?
No, I wouldn't. I would stick with Kyler Murray because it costs too much to trade up. Unless one of those teams is willing to take Kyler in a deal where it's
For the pick.
where it's pick 3 and
Which
Kyler
teams are
Murray.
first pick candidates? Worst team
next
in
of
the
year?
league?
course Arizona,
The Rams.
Houston might be back.
You could say the
They're
Bears
definitely
have a
not.
chance to be back. Probably not the Panthers.
They've improved so much this
Yeah, I don't
offseason.
think the Bears are going to be like top of
The
the draft
Panthers
like that.
The
definitely.
Bucks.
Panthers definitely.
I wouldn't say it's not possible that the Bucks.
If they're unhealthy and the Baker thing doesn't work, yeah, I could definitely see that.
I mean,
The Colts could even be there again.
I don't know about
The
that.
Raiders could be down there.
The
Raiders
Raiders,
are
Colts
definitely
would
back.
be back.
Raiders-
The Raiders
suck.
The Raiders are ass.
Commanders.
There's a bunch of teams who are going
know.
to be
Yeah,
in play.
I
It
don't know,
depends
bro.
on. It depends on how.
I guess they got better. I guess
It
yeah.
depends
you're
on
right.
how, but they are definitely a better team now.
Yeah, it definitely depends all on how.
if
I'd say.
Baltimore loses Lamar,
I still don't
No.
think so.
no.
I still think they'd keep it afloat because Tyler Huntley, I
Yeah.
mean, kind of wasn't good, but they were good enough. even with
Guy made a
Tyler
Pro
Huntley.
Bowl. Guy made a
Oh
Pro
my
Bowl.
god,
Come
bro.
on.
Oh
Come
my
on.
god.
Pro
Bowl,
Stop playing
Pro
with him.
Bowl is a fucking.
He's not
joke,
wrong, though.
bro.
Atlanta,
It's such a joke.
Tennessee.
Yeah. There's a bunch of teams.
I don't think Atlanta's going
Yeah.
to be as bad as
I don't think
People
so
think-
either, but I wouldn't be shocked if they are.
Yeah.
They better not. They just spent a ton of money in free agency.
Yeah,
they got to
honestly,
win some
per-
games.
Perfect transition. Yeah, perfect transition. So
Yeah.
I'll run down a few of the signings that they've made so far. That being Jesse Bates III being signed for 4 years, $64 million, one of the best safeties in the NFL. Chris Lindstrom bringing back their own. Chris Lindstrom and Caleb McGarry, 2 offensive linemen. Chris Lindstrom, arguably the best interior guard in the NFL. 5 years, $105 million, 63 guaranteed, and Caleb McGarry 3 for 34.5. Very good right tackle. So aside from just the Jesse Bates move, they also got David Onyemata, a very solid interior defensive lineman, 3 years, 35 mil, 24.5 guaranteed. And the other signing was Taylor Heineke, a guy we just mentioned. So 2 years and up to $20 million. All right, so I guess I'll start with this. How do we like so far the Falcons off season? What are our thoughts? And then we could get into quarterback talk. But
The Falcons also traded for Jonnu Smith
yes, I completely forgot.
Which
about
is
that.
cool.
7th round pick.
because he played with Arthur Smith in Tennessee.
Yes, he did.
When
he
he
was
was
very
young.
solid in
Right.
his final
So-
year.
We were also talking about them running 2 tight end sets.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now Pitts doesn't have to do all that traditional blocking. He can
Yeah.
Bro,
be
can you
a
just fucking make Kyle
spectacular
Pitts a
athlete.
wide receiver, please? God
Yeah.
damn.
Well, now they have the opportunity to.
Yeah, now Johnny
Yeah.
can take over a lot of that blocking.
Yeah, but I like the Falcons off season.
Jesse
like it.
Bates. Jesse Bates was huge.
I think Jesse, yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
He's gonna change life for them.
Well, I think Atlanta's going through a culture change, and I think Jesse Bates is going to be a big part of that.
He got paid, bro. He got paid, I think, the third highest paid or fourth highest paid safety in the NFL now. Obviously coming from the Bengals. Bengals lost both their safeties. Kind of in some trouble over there. But yeah, David Onyemata is a very solid ad. Being next to Grady Jarrett now, it'll definitely help him out. The pass rush there needs to be improved a little bit more too. But I'm sure they're going to target that.
Arnold Ebiketie breakout.
That's also true. And they could target it at 7 in the draft. They or not. Where are they? 8. They have the 8th pick, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the Falcons will have already had an active offseason and it's only getting started. So I will ask this question. You posed this before the podcast started, and I want to second that notion. Do we think Taylor Heineke will be starting over Desmond Ridder next season?
For the first few games,
I think he's going to go in as the starter.
maybe like 2-3 games.
I think
Until he plays like
How many
very
games
iffy, and then they
Desmond's
give him a
gonna
chance.
start?
Well, do you think he's the starter going into the season?
Heineke?
Ridder, Heineke, either one.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna be this quarterback to start. I think I'm gonna agree with that. First couple games, Ridder's gonna play. I don't think it's gonna work out.
Oh, so you think?
Oh, no, I was
Ridder-
thinking the
They're
opposite.
saying the opposite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying
think the opposite.
Heineke's gonna win
I'm
the
saying
job.
Heineke is going to
I
have
think it's
to
gonna be the other way around. I think Ridder's gonna start the season.
What do you think, Tom?
I think it's tough because Ridder wasn't like great, so they could go into camp and be like, "Hey, we just spent a lot of money in free agency. Let's try and really win some games." And if Heineke outplays him, which he totally can, and Heineke, like, he's such a weird player because 3 games a season, he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Like, that's what Taylor Heineke does. So if he gets off to a 2-1 or a 3-0 start, they're going to ride him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. They're gonna ride.
Let's
that.
get it.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean,
Brooks is very sensitive about that.
Heineke's on their
What?
season tickets. They have to believe in the guy.
Wait, what?
Heineke's on their season
No
tickets.
way, bro.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think Desmond Ridder should start week 1 and the entire season just to see what you have in the guy. Personally, that's what I think.
Yeah, I'd honestly be shocked if he wasn't starting week
I
1,
agree.
in my opinion. Because he was starting the end of the season for them. So.
Which, by the way, took way too long for them to put Ridder in the starting
Mariota
lineup.
on the
Why'd I
bench,
say
yeah.
it like that? Ridder in the starting lineup over fucking Marcus Mariota when Mariota wasn't even playing all that well. Like, granted,
He
the
did start of the
Falcons were-
season.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's stupid.
not
that
really
you're not
well.
giving
He
your
played decent in terms of
Decent.
fantasy.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what he was.
Like you're not really you got to give your guy an opportunity to prove if he has something there, and you don't really know anything about Desmond Ridder now in the NFL. He had 3 games and he was bad in 2 of them and decent in 1 of them. So I don't know, tough situation there. I think he should win the job, and I think he will win the job.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so the Buffalo Bills, not anything major. Connor McGovern and Jordan Poyer. Connor McGovern coming over from the Cowboys, 3 years, 23. Jordan Poyer, the terms are not disclosed yet, but a guy who nobody thought was going to be coming back to Buffalo is now back in a Bills uniform. So that's an interesting one. They didn't lose their entire defense yet.
Didn't he literally say he wanted to play?
I was going to say, didn't he say he
Can't have his
was
money?
tired of playing
Yes.
in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he quite literally said he didn't want to play for a team that was taking half of his money in taxes. So, in a place that's, nice, bro.
Was getting those nutrients in.
Is that
Yeah.
chicken nugget?
Yeah, it's a chicken
It's a
nugget.
Cliff Bar.
Not chicken nugget.
Yo, I'm
Chicken
starving.
nugget.
Kind of looks like a chicken nugget.
Peanut butter.
I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all ain't allergic, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I am.
how
Shit.
would
Tom
you
is.
react?
I'm not allergic. I'm playing.
Some people, like, if they're that
Just
allergic to
around it?
nuts, yeah.
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 I did not know that actually.
That's why the peanut allergy kids had their own table at lunch.
The
You don't remember
peanut
that?
table.
remember that.
Shout out the peanut
Don't remember-
table.
Really?
No, I don't
Because they
remember
would
that.
serve peanut butter and jellies at lunch, so they
Mhm.
couldn't be near it.
Eventually, they got to the point where it's like not illegal, but like they don't allow kids to bring PB&Js to school anymore.
What?
Bro, it's like that. There was
You're
like
not
that one table with 3 of the like strangest kids sitting at it that never talk to each other. It's crazy time.
Those are the peanut boys.
Yeah.
The peanut gallery.
Peanut kids.
I
Peanut
did not know that. I don't remember that, honestly. That's so odd. Okay, so the next team we can move on to. Honestly, most of their
Bro, I
moves.
didn't even say anything about the Bills.
Oh, do we have
Come
anything
on,
to say
man.
about
I
those?
mean, what are you talking
Getting
Okay.
Connor McGovern helps their O-line.
Yes, for
And
sure.
I expect them to make another move before the start of the season. I could see Zeke going, bro.
You know, I have an interesting question for you guys. Do we think that the Bills are falling apart already?
Yes. I think they're also the teams in their division are getting better. I think that'll take away wins from them, even if they stayed the same.
I agree
But they're
with
getting
that.
worse.
Because I said this at Hobra, and I wanted to pose the question to you guys. I said it to Lou and one of his friends, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I think the Bills are falling apart and aren't a Super Bowl contender for me anymore, in my personal opinion.
Damn, the
That's
Bills-
just
Josh Allen's your guy.
I know, and that's what's crazy. But I said it, and I was like, I think they're 4th in the AFC now, and maybe even 5th. And I think that's arguable, in my opinion. That doesn't make you a Super Bowl contender. So, yeah, it's tough. That's what I said, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Where are you guys at? What do we think of the Bills? And are they falling apart? As I said, so
Me and Ortiz were actually talking about this last night too. Like when we do our projection videos for standings and shit like that, I do think the teams around the Bills have gotten better, while you can make the argument that the Bills themselves have gotten worse. But I don't want to, and I'm not the biggest Bills guy. I was never high on them, but I don't want to fall into a trap of disrespecting Josh Allen.
I don't think
So
them,
I
like getting worse means
I'd
they're falling apart.
still consider them like a fringe content. I'm not going to take away the
Yes, yeah.
contender tab from them
That's
yet.
fair.
I'm not ready to do that yet. I have to let me see some games this year before I do that. Last
Fringe
we saw them,
contender
they
for
were, they got blown out by the Bengals, but for the most part last season they were good. They weren't really good, but they were
until
good,
Josh Allen
and
got hurt.
they were
very good
banged
for a
up.
while.
Right.
They're
They were
very
good,
for a
and then they
while.
got banged up. So
And they
I
still
don't
have.
think.
He's still the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah, I don't think falling apart.
Yeah.
He clears.
Like they're not like I don't know. Falling apart makes it seem like they're like a shell of themselves, which like I don't think that's true. Like you still have Josh Allen, so you can still do a lot with him. But I think what we learned about the Bills, first of all, in close games, they like crumble. It's crazy, and I think they rely too much on Josh Allen. Like this guy is 6'5", running through people to get extra yards, and it's just like you shouldn't need a quarterback to do that. You know what I mean? I know he does it because he's a tank, but I just think they're too reliant on him,
I
and they
agree
need
with
to
that.
I agree with
they
Sleazy.
need to
What did
get better
Sleazy say
around
in
him.
the chat?
He's here for the Bills' downfall.
Yeah,
Well, I think it also depends what
he's
happens
a Patriots
with
fan.
the Stephon Diggs.
Yes, and that's another part of
Yeah.
the situation.
I think he's staying because all the
I
stuff
agree.
about
I
the
thought that was-
Cowboys came out, and then like 2 days later they restructured Allen's contract.
And
They
Von Miller's,
restructured
I
a bunch of
think, too,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, so I expect Diggs at least for this year. Next year we'll see what happens.
gotta
but
They
find
restructured
another-
his contract.
They got to find another
That's
wide
what I
receiver.
just
too.
said.
They,
Oh, did
yeah,
you?
he did.
They
they got to find.
Sorry.
Can confirm he just said that.
My bad.
They got to find another wide receiver too, in my opinion. Because Gabe Davis just ain't cutting it.
We said this last night.
They
Thielen would be cool for the
Thielen
Bills.
would
That'd
be
be
a
cool.
great move as a slot receiver
Thielen
for
would
them,
be
and he can
cool,
move
yeah.
to the outside too.
I
think
thought
that'd be-
Thielen was a Jet guy instead of Lazard, but
I also
either
think they
one makes
need.
sense.
I thought the guy that made a lot of sense for them, and we'll talk about him a little more later. Paris Campbell. They need a guy who could stretch the field too. I mean, and it gives you versatility. He could play inside, outside. I don't want to talk too much about Paris Campbell now because I'm very excited about that signing as a Giant fan. But yeah, I mean, there were other options and younger guys. I think you need a guy that could just go deep and runs a bunch of fly routes. Honestly, Gabe Davis can do that, yes, but at the same time, I want a guy who actually has 4.3 or 4.35 speed. Like you need that in your offense at the current moment. They have another guy, Khalil Shakir, who is on the come up too. So they got some weapons there, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Bills going into next season. It's rough because they've lost a lot. Tremaine Edmonds is a lot by himself. So it's a rough situation. But yeah, it's been a weird off season for them. Hopefully they keep Stephon Diggs there. That bromance got to continue.
yeah.
That bromance has to continue. So, all right, up next, we have the Carolina Panthers, who have arguably been the most active team in free agency so far in terms of trading and signing some players. So before we even get into the signings, they obviously made a trade. We've spoken about it in the past, I do believe. If we haven't, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and DJ Moore to the Bears for the first overall pick. And this is what I was talking about earlier with the Bryce Young situation. So I'll pose this question to you guys. Who do you think is the pick and who should be the pick? I want both answers because they can be different.
So Bryce Young is still my quarterback one. I trust his like intangibles and stuff like that. Like he's the most technically sound quarterback in the class. And I think that matters because these other guys, yeah, they have all the potential in the world, but if they don't get the fundamentals down, then it doesn't fucking matter. So I think Bryce Young is gonna come in and immediately be good. Like no matter what. His ceiling you could say is a little bit lower than the other guys, yeah, but I think his like bust chances are less. Stroud is up there too, and Stroud put on a show at what
Shut
plus
up.
percentages? Yeah, yeah. Stroud put on a show at the combine in terms of accuracy and stuff like that. So those guys they're the clear cut 1 and 2.
Yep.
Anyone who's saying Richardson should be 2 is actually on drugs. Like actually,
I agree with
Richardson
that
at 2 is
statement.
nuts.
I think the pick will be
Some people are
Stroud.
saying Richardson should be number 1.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm like,
crazy.
what the fuck? Are
I
you
think he's a
talking about?
sick prospect, but like let's not get carried away.
No.
But
And if a couple years he does boom, he doesn't like.
it doesn't matter.
It's not the same guy today.
Yeah,
that
you
he is.
still don't draft
Right,
him number
right.
1.
No, because I mean, I want the rest of you guys to finish this. Who should be the number 1 pick? Who will be the number 1 pick?
I think it'll be Stroud though, because from everything we've heard from them and around
Yeah.
the league, it's gonna be Stroud, which
Yeah.
is fine.
I did see this morning. I don't know how legit it was. I was scrolling on Twitter that they've shifted towards Bryce Young. But I don't know if it's just blowing smoke to
I-
try to fuck up other teams.
So
I mean,
Bangle tweeted this, and he was like, the Panthers could definitely convince people they want to take Young to smoke the Texans into trading up for pick 1
Right.
and getting some of those assets back. So
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I just thought that if you are to trade up that far, they're going to take the guy with, I feel, the least risk and not the anomaly, because Bryce Young is an anomaly. We don't
yeah,
see guys
because of
this
size.
like at this size always succeeding in the NFL to the top extent. Like, yes, I get it. The Russell Wilsons, Kyler Murray's been great, whatever. But there's injury tied to these guys as well. So I think they traded up for CJ Stroud. I think it's pretty obvious. Plus, Frank Reich is the new coach there, and Frank Reich loves tall, long, big quarterbacks. So, yeah.
Girthy.
Nice.
He likes some girthy. I mean, so yeah. I think CJ Stroud ends up being the pick, but I'm curious as to what you have to say, Ortiz. What do you got?
I think Stroud. I mean, he definitely is the safer option, and Bryce Young. I think it's going to go there. I think Stroud is going to be taken number 1, and then I think it should be.
Would
Bryce
you
Young.
take? You would take Bryce.
I would take Bryce Young.
Trunks, what do you think?
I'll take Bryce Young.
Okay, sick.
Um,
Negative coverage. Tom, what do you got?
I think I like what you said about Frank Reich and Stroud. I think Frank Reich's a guy who he wants to win games, and he's going to take the guy that he's going to take the safer bet, you know. And yeah, the big guy, real poise in the pocket and all. So, but I think Stroud could definitely end up being the better player. I don't think neither is a wrong answer.
No, I agree. I don't think it's necessarily the higher ceiling, lower or higher floor for Stroud. I mean, for Bryce Young, I think personally, I think the higher floor is CJ Stroud. I think the higher ceiling is Bryce Young, because I mean, a guy at that size. I mean, Bryce Young arguably has the greatest arm in the draft too, next to Will Levis. I mean, he's got a cannon. But Stroud is the most accurate passer in the draft, and that's just facts. And he's probably the best in the pocket as well, and that matters. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a super fun draft. I think it's 4 quarterbacks that can all go in the top 4. Anthony Richardson is the wild card here, so we can see what happens there.
I think Bryce is just the most complete passer.
Okay.
With arm talent, like arm strength, with accuracy. Stroud does have some like arm strength concerns, but it's nothing crazy. And the Bryce thing, I guess it matters for injuries, but I'm not really looking too much into his height. I know he's the smallest ever, but you see a guy like Kyler Murray succeed, even though Kyler and Bryce Young are 2 completely different players.
Yes.
They're the same height, but they play completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But Bryce Young was also playing on Alabama in the fucking SEC, so it's not like he was, it's not the NFL. by any means college football, but the SEC is the closest thing to it.
This was the
And-
worst Bama team in a while too,
Yeah.
and he was carrying them.
Mhm.
So that needs to be
Like in
mentioned as
terms
well.
of like, oh, in the NFL you're throwing over giants, and obviously the linemen in the NFL are bigger than they are in college. That's just math, but it's not like those Bama linemen were short guys. They were ginormous
five-star
mega
recruits
guys.
for the most
Yeah,
part. So yeah, they're big dudes over there.
it'll be
Um,
interesting. I think both guys are gonna have good careers. So hopefully the teams around them, because situation also matters a lot.
100%. That's a big deal. That's why I hope if Bryce Young does end up going to the Texans, that it fucking works out for him, because oh boy, the Texans just ruin everybody.
Whose future do you like long term before the quarterbacks are even there? The Panthers or the Texans?
So I feel like the simple answer is the Panthers, but the Texans have done some good things, especially recently in my
And they
opinion.
still have a bunch of draft picks and shit like that.
I would say I'd take the Texans.
I agree. I'd lean Texans slightly.
They traded a lot for the first pick,
Exactly.
so
Mhm.
that hurt
And the
them.
Texans got a lot for Watson.
I definitely agree with that statement. It's all Texans. Everyone thinks Texans.
The Texans definitely have the tools and the opportunity, but like they're only. I think the only thing against them is just that they're the Texans, and like, they just haven't done anything like historically. But recently, they've definitely been on the come up as a franchise. So yeah, I'd probably go to the Texans just because they have the assets.
The Panthers definitely have the more talented defense right now, and that's not even close.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have legit building blocks on their defense.
Texans have made a lot of signings this offseason.
Still have
too,
Brandon
so
Cooks, which they have to, which
Trade.
he's going to get moved.
He's getting
He's definitely
traded.
getting
To the
moved.
Giants.
Want to be there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we got to make any more moves, Tom. I don't think we got to make another trade, bro.
I mean, yeah, I'm cool if we don't, but we'll get there.
While we're on the Panthers, I think the only signings that really matter to us are Von Bell, Andy Dalton, and Miles Sanders.
That's what I was gonna say. Yes.
I don't
those
really
three.
feel anything about them.
I like the Miles Sanders
Miles
signing.
Sanders is cool.
Yeah,
It's a good
They
deal.
were a top 10 rushing team in the NFL last year, and they had Deontay. No disrespect to Deontay Foreman, he was a fucking animal, but Foreman and Chuba Hubbard, and now you add Miles Sanders, so that's a big deal. And Von Bell's a good safety. The other Cincinnati Bengals safety, by the way, that I was mentioning.
He hits hard.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
That's
He
what I
hits
was-
hard.
I said this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about our free agency predictions, and I said that Carolina was going to be in the market for a running back, to pay a running back. They're in that kind of phase in their rebuild where they know they're not going to win, but you want to put a couple talented guys in the on the field. You know, you take a risk on a running back. You give him a contract for 3 years. You'll be good in 3 years. You don't have to worry about Miles Sanders. You could restructure a deal. You know,
Pretty sure he got 4 years, $26 million. I'm pretty sure that was the Miles Sanders contract. It doesn't say it here, but I think that was the
definitely
Miles
not
Sanders
all
contract.
guaranteed.
No, not even close.
So you know, a guy
I
like
also
that-
think with a rookie, sorry to cut you off. I also think with a rookie quarterback, having a running back that, he just had his best season. I think having a running back that knows how to run the ball really well takes a lot of pressure off a rookie quarterback.
13 mil of it is guaranteed.
right. That's
13
nothing.
of the 26. Okay.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, look, the running back market crashed too. That needs to be put out there. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little more later, but the running back market has crashed.
Well, I think teams are realizing more than ever now that running backs are so replaceable. They're so replaceable.
Yeah, they just saw Pacheco. And,
Right. And it's not a recipe for winning if you pay a running back.
That's what I was trying to get at, unfortunately.
Sully's been saying that for like years.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it sucks because obviously Saquon being the primary guy right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have my thoughts. There's a TikTok out there. Go watch it if you want to know exactly how I feel.
I also don't think Saquon is the average running back either. He's
No.
miles ahead of guys like
No,
Miles.
You see that man's quads?
No pun intended. But
No
I think
pun
intended.
there's maybe 2 or 3 running backs who deserve to get paid, and Saquon's one of them. I think those
It's
guys are
just-
anomalies.
I don't.
It's just tough
But guys
paying
like-
running backs if you want to win.
But
Exactly.
competitive
That-
teams, there's no way the Eagles were going to go out and pay Miles Sanders. There's no way.
No.
Exactly.
If they want to compete for a Super Bowl, they weren't going to pay him.
Exactly.
But I think Saquon Barkley is more of a difference maker, obviously, than Miles Sanders. So I think
I also think
deserve it.
Saquon's the heart and soul of the Giants. Like
Right,
those
you
guys
can't-
look up to him, and everyone loves him. That factors in.
You can't plug
To pay
Kenneth
him.
Gainwell into Saquon's spot and expect to get okay results. The Eagles can plug Kenneth Gainwell into Miles Sanders' spot. So I think there's a difference there.
Do you think he's kind of the game wall is going to be the guy that they start the season with, though?
For the
No, I
Eagles?
think they're going to sign someone else
Yeah.
or draft.
Probably, but I'm just saying.
Until they play the Giants and
Kind of-
Boston Scott scores 7 touchdowns on us.
Yes, bro. I was thinking Giants should honestly sign Boston Scott just so he
That'd be
never plays
amazing.
against the
Didn't
Giants.
Kenneth Gainwell get a new contract?
That'd be awesome.
Pretty sure he did.
No, I think he's going into his third year
Oh.
of his rookie deal. So I don't think
Sure.
I don't think he needs to get extend, and I don't think any team's extending a running back after their second or third season.
No. But the Eagles did sign Rashad
Oh, they
Penny.
signed Rashad Penny.
yes,
That's
that
that's
was
a
the
great-
big move.
that's a
That's
great-
cute, bro.
That's
He's
great.
been one of the best running backs in the entire league when healthy.
Yeah.
So that's a key move, bro. He's a better running back than Miles Sanders when he's healthy. But okay, on to the opposite team in that trade for the first overall pick, that being the Chicago Bears. They've had an incredibly active offseason and an amazing one at that. I'd honestly say they're probably my offseason winners to
I was
this
about
point.
to say that.
So a couple of the signings that I'll mention, they signed TJ Edwards off the Eagles, as previously mentioned, 3 years, 19 and a half, 12 guaranteed. Tremaine Edmonds, the guy that I mentioned before from the Bills, 4 years, 72 million, 50 guaranteed. And then a couple small signings in Nate Davis, who actually is a quality guard, and Robert Tonyan, so a former Green Bay Packer. They've been very active. Obviously, the trade that we mentioned before, they got DJ Moore as one of the weapons for Justin Fields now. So it's been a very active offseason in Chicago, and I love the direction that they're going in right now, personally, which I couldn't say about the Chicago Bears for a while. But yeah, very happy to see that Justin Fields has weapons now.
Do you agree with the decision that they made to keep Justin and not trade him and draft Bryce Young?
So I think he's the best running quarterback in the NFL. That's a thing. I think he's the best running quarterback in the NFL, and that includes, no disrespect, Lamar Jackson.
He's a better runner than Lamar Jackson.
In my personal opinion, yes. I don't know what makes me lean that way, but yes. And maybe that's also because he's not a refined passer, so a lot of the time he is looking to run. But I think it's very close between 1A and 1B between the two of them. I think they're the two best runners of the football in the NFL at the quarterback position. I think he could figure it out in terms of throwing the ball. Now he has Chase Claypool, he has Darnell Mooney, he has DJ Moore. If you don't show that you could throw this year, then you're going to get moved on from now.
Yeah.
At some point. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about this offseason for the Bears? What do you think where do you think Justin Fields is at? What do you think is going to happen there?
I think the Bears have found their guy, personally. I think this Justin Fields fits what the Bears need. Obviously, the passing is always quiet. I think he's going to come through with the passing. I think the atmosphere, he could bring that back, because the old days in Chicago, I wasn't there for the old days in Chicago, but I heard the stadium, like the crowd around it was.
I heard the stadium. I was there.
I felt the decibels.
Yeah, I felt the decibels. But the atmosphere in Chicago should be hyped up. It is a major city at the end of the day. I feel like
football city.
yes, big football city. I feel like Justin Fields brings the right attitude there. I think Justin Fields is the culture setter.
I think a big thing with
Yeah.
a guy like Justin Fields is he's shown that he can improve. In any young quarterback, that's what you're looking for, at least improvement. So, right, year one was no good. We all kind of were like, oh shit, Justin Fields ain't that great. Year two, he comes in, he looks like he's running a lot better.
Yeah, 1,200
making better decisions. It wasn't translating to wins, but the team was bad. His arm looked better than it was, still not great. So I think going into year three, that's all you're looking for again is improvement. Show me improvement. You don't need a win yet. You know, the defense isn't amazing yet. The offense, you have a couple pieces that you can have. You can now finally
you can
improve.
work with. Yeah.
I think they could be surprising.
I was about to say
surprise some people.
The offense, it got a lot better than what they had last season. Like the start of last season, it got so much better. I think now is the time. They don't have to win this year, like you said, but like in the next 2 seasons or something, like Justin Fields is gonna have to start winning them some games. I feel like now that they have DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, Robert Tonyan.
Exactly.
I mean,
They
yeah.
have a
now-
really solid offense
Cole
now.
Kmet.
There really isn't an excuse for his offense to be as bad, his passing game to be as iffy
bad
as it is.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
throwing out a shot. He has weapons now.
Yeah.
And another thing,
This is Justin Fields' opportunity.
I
to
think
prove
they could
himself.
surprise people because the NFC North is wide open right now. The Vikings, I don't know what's going to happen with the Vikings.
Yeah.
the Packers are obviously most likely going to fall off unless Jordan Love is like really fucking good. And the Lions are probably the favorites for that division right now, which is crazy to say. The Lions are the favorites for the
Crazy to
NFC
say,
North
yeah.
at this current moment, most likely.
Jared Goofball is gonna ball out this year.
So yeah, I
Jared
mean, it's
Goofball.
interesting. The Bears could surprise a lot of people this season, in my opinion. I
could.
think it's not out of the realm of possibility. Fields needs to take the jump, bro. It's that simple. And if he doesn't, I think then Chicago's going to start asking questions. Do we have to trade up? Do we have to go get Caleb Williams? If they even have to do that, but they're going to have the picks to do it next year. If Fields doesn't show out this season, that's it.
He also now is Robert Tunyon.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's
But yeah,
true.
I think this. Do you guys think this is Fields' last shot?
No, I think he is this season and next season.
I agree. And
I think
they
Go
still
ahead,
have a whole lot of first round picks. Even if Justin Fields, let's say, doesn't project the way we were talking about now, he has a bad season or something happens.
Yeah, I was about to say he has to
They
be really
have-
bad.
Yeah, they have a lot of picks, obviously from the Panthers, who aren't also going to be
Oh,
the best team.
Yeah.
He has to be
They're
really
going to have
bad for
two
his,
top 10 picks if Justin Fields isn't what they panned him out to be.
Yes.
So that's a really nice turnaround.
Yeah.
If Justin Fields doesn't work out.
Yeah, for sure. That's the only reason I posed that question, because if it doesn't work out, obviously you have the opportunity to trade up to the first overall pick or the second overall pick and go get a guy that if you prefer Drake May or Caleb Williams, you could say, fuck Justin Fields. We're going to go get this guy. So yeah, I think this is a make or break year for Justin Fields in my personal
I
opinion.
think so too.
In my personal opinion. So
Agree with Trunks. I think they give him 2 more years because they don't have to answer any questions about him, whether you want to pick up the 5th-year option or not, until 2 years from now.
after
So
next season. After next season, you have to
After
up
the
the fifth-
third
after
season.
the third season, you have to pick up the 5th-year option. Yes, that's when you decide.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh.
After the third season, you have to decide. What you
Oh,
want
then
to
yeah, it
do
is
with
make
your
or
option.
break season for him.
So yeah, it's a big deal.
pressure's on, Justin.
Yeah, pressure's on Justin.
I believe in him though. I'm the
Yeah,
Justin Fields
I do
guy.
too.
That's my guy. I believe in him.
Okay, so next up, formerly in the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals just a couple years ago, they re-signed their guy Jermaine Pratt, linebacker, 3 years, $21 million. And then the big signing and the surprise signing was Orlando Brown, offensive tackle, formerly of the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs, signing for 4 years and $64 million. I thought this was wild to me that the Chiefs let him walk and paid a guy that we'll probably talk about later even more money. Orlando Brown was very good for them, and here he is, 4 years, $64 million. And now Jonah Williams requested a trade out of Cincinnati, the other offensive tackle for the Bengals. So interesting situation. There was big money there, but I think it was a great contract for the Bengals. Thought it was an amazing deal because he's already a proven offensive tackle and can play both sides. So yeah, Bengals are getting better this offseason, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think
big for them.
losing Jesse
Well,
Bates.
Jesse
hurt.
Bates.
They getting better?
They did lose their secondary.
They lost Jesse Bates, but they also have a safety that they drafted last season. And I think it's Dax Hill. I might be wrong on that one. But yeah, I know they didn't necessarily get better, but you need to build around Joe Burrow.
They fixed like their biggest problem, protecting Joe Burrow.
One of them,
And
yeah.
So with that, I think they did get better.
Is
but
the
on
trade-off for
offense-
that worth losing arguably the best player on your defense, the main ingredient, honestly. I don't know if the Bengals, I know they have a young safety, but Jesse Bates made that defense what it was. Obviously, he wasn't the only reason, but Jesse Bates was a huge part in their defensive success the past few years.
So it's pretty much flipping him for Orlando Brown because
that's
the
what I'm saying,
contracts
is
are
the trade-off
exactly the
worth
same.
it?
I personally think you should always value the left tackle position over almost any other position in football. So yes, I think the trade-off was worth it. I think you can replace a safety easier than you could replace an offensive tackle. That's just my personal opinion, though.
I agree, but also Jesse Bates is super valuable though, because there's not many safeties coming in who are the play style of Jesse Bates, single high safety who could play man and shit like that. So
Yeah, he's incredibly talented. I agree.
most of the safety prospects we see coming in now are these hybrid Jamal Adams,
Yep.
Derwin James type guys
at the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. No,
It's
for sure.
not many Jesse Bates type of guys out there, but Orlando Brown's going to be huge for them. I'm sure you knew. I don't know if you guys knew, but Orlando Brown was projected to be a first-round pick, but then absolutely shitted the bed at the combine. He was
You were undrafted, right?
No, he
went
fell to the
second
third
round.
round.
Second
the third
or third?
round.
Yeah.
But he shit the bed at the combine, ran a terrible 40, was the fattest man there, and then
bro,
he was the worst. He was the biggest dude there and was the worst bench press out of all the offensive linemen with 14 reps.
Bro, he came in at 350 pounds and had one of the worst combines we've ever seen.
So he's just
ever.
extremely out of shape.
Yeah. But
and then he became one of the best right tackles in the NFL.
Now he's making $64 million. So
moved to left tackle.
$31 million signing bonus too.
I feel like
Good for him.
Once you start getting paid and start doing it for a job, it's different, you know?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
I agree.
thought.
For sure. Okay, so next up we have your team, the Cleveland Browns. Ortiz. Actually, have had a very solid offseason, even though it's quiet, mostly quiet signings. So one of them, Obo Okoronkwo. We're not going to talk about that one, but I think it's a very solid depth defensive lineman piece. 3 years, 22, 12.5 guaranteed. And then the two, honestly, I thought very good signings for them this offseason were Juan Thornhill, 3 years, $21 million from the Kansas City Chiefs, a very good safety. And then Dalvin Tomlinson, a former Giant, so I know what this man is capable of. 4 years and $57 million. He's one of the better run defenders in the entire NFL from the interior defensive line. They're fixing their defense, building out their defense here. I got to ask, what are your expectations for your team next season at this current moment?
For the Cleveland Browns, for the Cleveland Browns, I'm trying to think of the division. Who's the North?
So you got Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. Yeah, it's a rough division.
I could see that just fights each other.
Yeah, literally.
Soda. Jinx right back. Cadillac. Bitch. I think the Bengals could finish second or third.
Okay.
Depending on how
the Bengals.
Yeah, so
the Browns. The
Bengals are finishing there. Can you tell us about the Browns?
Yeah. I feel like the Browns finish second or third, depending on how the Deshaun Watson plays.
Okay.
I expect Deshaun Watson to have a huge bounce back year next year.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Not.
Do you think they can win this division?
I wouldn't predict them to win the division, but I think they can. I'd still take the Bengals over them. I'd still take the Ravens over them right now, but I think it's going to be a tough race. Ain't shit going to be sweet. I mean, I like the Browns, man. I think their rosters.
I don't.
You don't like their team, or you just don't like the Browns, period?
The Browns.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I feel you on that one.
I think their roster has always been pretty good. They have pieces. You know the run game's going to be there. And Donovan Peoples-Jones is my guy. He's due for a breakout. He had a good year last year, but he's due for a breakout year. Amari Cooper was huge for them, too.
He's still on your dynasty team, right?
Donovan Peoples-Jones, yeah.
Nice.
That's my guy.
So I feel like the Deshaun trade was a couple years too late. Obviously, clearly. Their team was ready to win, 3 years ago? They were stacked. Their defense was insane. They had pieces on offense. They had Odell, Jarvis.
The Odell thing didn't work out.
Didn't work out because they didn't have a QB.
They still had talent.
Baker was solid.
Baker was solid. Just him and Odell didn't work out.
Baker was very solid.
That team should have won more than they did.
Made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Just him and Odell.
That team should have won more than it did. That team was a good team. We were talking about them as one of the better teams in the league in terms of talent.
I don't know, man.
I could argue that they're better now.
I
think having Deshaun Watson instead of Baker Mayfield is huge. Whether you don't like Deshaun Watson and if you really want to value last season, you can. But I think you'd be foolish to really think about that too much. Will he be a top 5 guy? I don't know. I wouldn't predict that, but he'll still be a top 10 to 15 guy. He was bad for 6 games last year, but I don't know if anyone was expecting him to come in and be good after missing 2 years and getting integrated in the 11th week of a season.
Yeah.
But then you have
a full off season now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's 100% going to be better than what
Baker and then you have Amari Cooper instead of Odell, and I love Odell, but Amari Cooper is better than what Odell was when he was in Cleveland.
Yes.
And you could even argue that Donovan Peoples-Jones could be better than Jarvis Landry. They lost some pieces on defense.
Jarvis was very good for a season there. For a season there.
So you could argue it, and the defense lost pieces, but it's still a good defense, and you just made moves to help the defense out. Thornhill and Dalvin Tomlinson.
Yes.
Did David Njoku got paid last
Yes.
offseason, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
David Njoku was still there.
He's
He's
solid.
good when he's healthy now.
Yeah.
Very good when he's healthy now. But yeah, okay. So we're gonna skip over the Cowboys. They brought a couple of their guys back.
We
Denver
could talk
Broncos.
about
The Cowboys
Cowboys,
traded for Stephon Gilmore.
Oh my
Gilmore,
God, yeah.
that's pretty big.
and they also cut.
And they
Zeke.
also cut Zeke. End of an era there.
Thank you, Zeke.
Thank you,
Ezekiel.
long overdue,
Yeah, I
in
mean,
my opinion.
it's crazy because like Zeke was the 4th overall pick, gave everything he had to that team, and then he just was dead because running back.
Well, he's a running back. yeah.
Because running backs. So this is why you don't give those big second contracts to running backs, because this happens. I mean, Zeke is also different. His running style was he's going to try to run over everybody in front of him.
They let him
Um,
play a long time. They let him play way longer than he was good for.
I mean, you also couldn't cut him
No,
because
you
his
didn't.
money was crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a
So-
Jerry Jones kind of thing to do.
Yeah,
I feel like
Just
Pay your
stubborn
guy.
He
old
was the face of
bastard.
their franchise. He was.
I feel like
I
this-
don't agree with that. I think it's
It's
Dak.
a Dak. Yeah.
I feel like this past year was one of Zeke's better years compared to
In
the
a
past
while?
like 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
I
thought
But
he
they
was
also
solid
gave
for-
Pollard more of a chance.
Yeah,
they're
but
ready- they're
I
ready to
think
go
they,
full
they
Pollard.
I think they cut out a role for Zeke that
Yes.
showed other teams like he could be valuable in this role.
Honestly, I wouldn't
As
be
a
the
goal
Giants
as a
without
goal
getting him.
line guy, like short yard situation guy, I think he has a role.
I don't think it was his production that he's getting cut because of his contract.
Yeah.
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 It was
Chargers are a
Yeah.
possible landing
Yeah.
spot there.
Chargers
The
been
Bills.
cooking. Yeah, Bills.
Bills are
we
another
talked about
one.
the other
Don't.
day.
Yeah, Bills should get him.
I saw the
Bills were
Chargers having
clueless.
trouble trying to trade Eckler.
You're not going to get a market for him.
Yeah.
You're not
It's
going to get
it's a
market
weird
for him.
market for us.
But I could
for
see
Austin Eckler.
Eckler and Zeke working well together.
Yeah, that's what I was, that's what
there's
I
a
was
world,
saying.
yeah, because the Chargers need to get a run game going, and I feel like Zeke is a good guy to give the ball, let him pound it up the middle.
Get 2 fucking
Yeah,
yards.
Just let him pound it.
Just let him fall to you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I wish the ball wasn't the only thing he was pounding
Okay.
up the middle.
All right.
But
Yes,
anyways,
Reed likes
aside
to
from pounding
bust it
things,
up the hole.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Your average Cowboys conversation, nothing different.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right,
The other big move was Stephon Gilmore getting traded to the Cowboys for pick number 176, I believe, currently. So yeah, big move. Him and
Huge move.
Trayvon Diggs are now paired up. Arguably the best corner duo in the NFL now. Right next to the Dolphins, probably, that we'll speak about in a bit.
So he was in Indy for a year, right? I didn't watch many Colt games.
Is he still good?
Yeah.
He's still very good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like, not defensive player of the year type Stephon Gilmore, but he'll be in the right position always.
Exactly what the
Cowboys
Cowboys
needed.
needed.
Yes. He's the complete opposite of what Trayvon Diggs' play style is. Where Trayvon Diggs is just going to try to bait you and get you to throw a pick, and Stephon Gilmore is just, I'm always going to be in the right place at the right time. So
Nice.
yeah.
They're still in the market for a receiver.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. They definitely need.
Odell's still
Odell.
possible.
Yeah.
I think
He
Odell
wants a
will end
lot.
up there. The
He said he wanted.
fucking
He said he wanted 20
crazy,
mil.
bro.
20 million.
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
I saw him hooping with Nick
20
Briz
mil?
the other day.
He was
he ain't
hooping
worth
with
20
Nick
mil.
Briz.
Yeah.
He's a jet.
Odell?
He's a jet.
No, he's not.
He's a jet.
He's not going to be a Jet.
Garrett Wilson,
It's so random.
Alan Lazard, and Odell.
Were they
Elijah
fighting
Moore gets
too,
traded.
or not? Like,
Bro,
I-
so you have
I
to
just-
watch it, bro. It's so
No,
funny.
like why?
I mean, if he wants 20 mil, he's not going to be anywhere.
He's not
sitting right
going
on his
nowhere.
couch.
if he wants
He's
20
not getting 20 mil from anybody.
I love Odell.
He's not getting 20 mil. He's also
No.
going to settle for a 1-year contract. He's not getting more than 1
Yeah,
year.
of course.
There's no way.
Honestly, I think there will be a team that's willing to go 2 or 3,
Give him an option.
but like
No, I-
not that much guaranteed. I
Yeah.
think a team will do a 2 or 3 year deal, but not 20 million a season. That's fucking wild.
He
Like-
said he wanted 4 years too.
Yeah. oh my god.
Yeah,
Nobody.
I
is
want you to
giving
not
him
tear
that.
both your ACLs. How about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. You have 2 ACL surgeries. You're not going anywhere for $20 million a season. No fucking shot. All right, we'll move on to the next team. I don't want to talk about the Cowboys too much. That was a good move though. Shout out Stephon Gilmore. Shout out Jerry Jones.
Cowboys
Um,
gonna cowboy at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People will hype them up and then they'll fucking fall flat on their face. So
Yeah. They'll lose to the Niners. in a 12
My
round
favorite
shootout.
thing about the NFL season as a Giants fan is watching the Cowboys crumble.
yes, I definitely agree, Tom. Aside from, like I mean, actually, for a while, that was the only thing I actually had.
Exactly. That was the only thing I had to look forward to.
But now that's changing. That's changing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Denver Broncos made a ton of moves, built out their offensive line. Mike McGlinchey, Ben Powers, signed a couple defensive players, Zach Allen, Alex Singleton, staying with them. And Jarrett Stidham, big Stiddies on the
Russell
team
Wilson
now.
replacement.
Yeah, pretty much. And then that's pretty much it. They fixed their offensive line for the most part this offseason. That was a big move. Those were a couple big moves for them. Okay, on to my second favorite team, the Detroit Lions. Had a very good offseason in my opinion so far. Cam Sutton, very underrated corner, 3 years, 33. Alex Anzalone sticking around. And then David Montgomery, surprising signing. 3 years and $18 million. As I said, the running back market kind of crashed. He only got $6 million a season, and I know that most of that was not guaranteed. So I like the David Montgomery signing a lot, but that spells the end of I feel like DeAndre Swift's going to get pushed to the back burner a little bit. Jamal Williams also signed elsewhere, so there is opening. But Swift hasn't been healthy, and I think they're kind of just giving up on DeAndre Swift a little bit, in my personal opinion. But
David Montgomery was a low risk, high reward kind of.
Oh, I loved the signing.
And you'll finally be able to see what he could do behind a real O-line.
Offensive line,
Yeah.
yeah.
And not the Chicago Bears. David Montgomery's always been good. He's always been good. He came into the league a little bit more hyped up than he ended up being, but
Bro,
I
I
think he
remember
has
the
opportunity.
comparisons. They were comparing him to Saquon Barkley and Barry Sanders when he was coming out of fucking college,
That's
bro.
pretty insane.
Like, what?
Well, he was a first-round fantasy pick that year, right? When he came into the league.
No.
I think he was second.
Early
He
second?
might
he
have
was
been,
second.
He might have been like on the turn in that area.
David Montgomery.
Monty.
No,
I didn't think
he was
so.
like a third rounder, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
wasn't
was
going in the first round.
Second or third, I think. Yeah.
But
But
I
he's a
feel
very talented running back.
I feel like last season Swift was more of the two to Jamal Williams.
He was more of
Honestly,
the
so
two.
like,
Well,
it's possible they just swap
Because he can never
players and do the
he
same
couldn't
thing.
stay healthy.
he can never
I
stay
know.
healthy. Ever.
Yeah.
And Jamal
Um,
Williams also had some
bro.
type of season.
As a
Jamal
David
Lions fans had to be
Montgomery
heartbroken letting him
I'm
walk.
excited for those goal
Yeah.
line touches with David Montgomery.
Yeah, David Montgomery
hyped
will be
up.
getting a bunch of goal
Yo,
touches. So
My dynasty team, I'm having a couple things go my way in terms of player signing.
yeah, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is on the Jets, then my dynasty team's looking real good too. Garrett Wilson, baby.
You wouldn't start Trevor?
Not for Trevor,
Garrett
for
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want Zach Wilson throwing Garrett the ball.
No, I
I
get
don't
it.
need that shit
Well,
Garrett's
Zach
gonna
Wilson
be-
throwing anyone the ball.
Garrett's gonna put
Yeah.
up Devontae Adams.
because he can't.
Yeah.
You're honestly better off with Flag Matty J at quarterback than Zach Wilson.
Hell yeah.
Not true.
Damn right.
Not now that Aaron
Put that
Rodgers.
tape together.
Yeah, his mentor,
Yeah, okay. Let's see if that changes.
Daddy
anything.
Rogers.
Oh my God. I think Rodgers is gonna play for 2 more years.
I'm not.
That's
gonna say
the
all that. I don't know.
consensus prediction. Yeah.
2 more years, I'd think.
If I were to bet, I'd say a year.
What if Rogers I was in the mountains and I'm never retiring?
So we're just gonna talk about it.
You said everyone's been saying they've seen the script, right? So like Vikings are next, right? Like after this, it's
For Aaron
Jets and then
Rodgers?
Vikings.
Oh, never.
No,
We're keeping Aaron Rodgers.
okay. We'll see about that.
Jordan
He ends
Love,
up in
Jets
the
quarterback 2038. I saw someone say that.
He made this
Yeah.
big of a deal out of changing teams one time. He's not doing this shit
No.
again.
No.
I don't know
But who knows? It's Aaron Rodgers.
exactly.
It's also not done yet.
Exactly. It's Aaron Rodgers. Who the fuck knows? That's the thing. So
Packers are not getting a first, bro.
yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, didn't we shake on it? Did we bet on it? I think we shook on it. This isn't the right
Don't
one.
think we shook on it at any point.
I think we did.
Yeah, sucks for you.
I think we made a $50 bet. I gotta watch
Yeah,
back
watch
the
it back,
podcast.
All right. Next team, Eagles, real quick. Rashad Penny, as you mentioned before. James Bradbury is back. Fletcher Cox is back. And Darius Slay, whom they cut, is also back. So they brought a lot of their guys back, but they also lost both their linebackers. And Miles Sanders, obviously the running back, but they replaced him with Rashad Penny, arguably even better for
They
far
also-
cheaper. 1 year, the minimum.
You say Rashad
Which is
Penny's
crazy.
better than Miles Sanders?
Yes. When healthy, he is better than Miles Sanders.
I think that's just literally not true.
I think that's just literally completely true.
Well, it's so tough to tell because Rashad Penny has
He's never
not been
healthy.
healthy that often, so
Yeah.
it's such a
Well, right. How
small
could you
sample.
how could you say that he is better?
Well, when he does play, he does average like 6
He
yards
averages
a carry,
6
like
yards a
some
carry
nutty
when he's
shit.
playing.
You know,
So
he's a
I don't-
unit.
I don't think it's that outlandish, but I would take Miles Sanders. If I was
Fair.
starting my team and I needed a running back, I would take Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, being healthy definitely matters. But yeah, when Rashad Penny's healthy, bro, he's probably one of the 5 best runners of the football in the entire league. So that needs to be said. But anyways, okay, the Houston Texans up next.
The Eagles lost Javon Hargrave too.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah.
We'll speak about in a bit, but Houston Texans signed Jimmy Ward from the 49ers and Case Keenum. Shout out Case Keenum, man. Remember his 1 year on the Vikings where he was like really fucking good and he was never a good football player before or after ever again. Like that's just wild to me. Indianapolis Colts signed Gardner Minshew. So Minshew Mania is back.
Let's go.
Potentially a starter next season. And Samson
Minshew Mania
Ebukam.
time.
What happened?
It's Minshew
It's
Mania.
gonna help my
Yes, it
dynasty
is.
team.
Why you
didn't-
have him?
No, I have Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman
Why is that going to help them?
Why is
because
it gonna-
Michael Pittman's about to go crazy. with
Why is
Minshew
Michael
Mania.
Pittman gonna go crazy?
Minshew Mania? He's gonna go
I don't think
crazy.
he's particularly better than Matt Ryan.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
It's terrible.
I don't think you were kidding.
I think he's serious.
I think
You
you
sound-
I mean, they're
serious.
gonna draft a guy
You
regardless.
did
are
sound
drafting
super
a guy.
serious, Trump.
I
Yeah.
was being sarcastic.
You used your
you think they're
serious
definitely
voice.
drafting a quarterback? Yeah, right.
yeah, I think Will Levis will probably be their starter by week 1. That's just my opinion.
I like Minshew, but he is a backup quarterback.
He's a very good backup at that, though.
I had always said that there was a case for Minshew to be a starter until I saw his 2 games with the
With
Eagles.
the Eagles, yeah.
His first one was good, wasn't it? He had one good game, and then he played the Giants, and it was terrible.
It was a good game.
He played the
It
Cowboys.
was okay.
And he
The Cowboys, he played good. I'm pretty sure.
was.
He had a decent game against the Cowboys.
And then the Giants,
I'm
it
pretty
was
sure he got
atrocious.
Picked, I'm pretty sure he got picked twice in that game, though.
So that's good for
Oh.
Gardner Minshew.
So yeah, congrats, Minshew. You kept, backup quarterback contract.
Hey, go Gardner.
Ooh.
Minshew Mania.
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars haven't done much, but Calvin Ridley is back.
Yeah,
For good, Calvin Ridley
Like-
is
Yay.
back in the NFL.
I wouldn't say for good. You never know.
Okay, yeah. Knock on
He
wood.
might see our spicy parlays from the beginning of the episode and just fuck up
right.
again.
Yeah, he's back. He's back this season though. He got reinstated into the NFL after his gambling, problems. And
bullshit.
I agree. If you bet on your own team, I feel like you should
Right.
be able to do that.
He bet on them to
win.
win, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
He
that's
bet
a
on
bad
that.
bet.
Well,
he
That's a
wasn't-
bad bet.
He wasn't playing anyway,
No,
so
he
there's no
wasn't
way he
playing.
could affect any kind of outcomes.
No.
So like,
So realistically, he was just giving money to Vegas.
Yep.
That's all he was doing. He was just donating.
well, he was doing exactly what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He was trying to be a normal human being. That was like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It is a rule, though. You
I
shouldn't be
know.
so stupid.
It
mean,
is a stupid rule.
I mean,
It's dumb that he was
matter.
suspended
To
the
be
whole
fair,
It
season.
definitely
You could
depends
disagree
on
with the rule,
depends
just
on
don't break
context.
it.
Yeah, it depends
Yes.
on context. Of
To
the
be
rule.
fair, it also is really it's not a dumb rule necessarily because you are playing and like you are
But I'm
betting.
saying if you
have
are
an
injured-
impact on the outcome.
You
That's
also
an
have,
issue.
Yeah.
you
If
also
you
have
are
more
injured, I
knowledge
think it's
than
different.
the average bettor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is-
Yeah.
That's why NBA. That's why people don't. That's why. Yeah, that's why they can't.
I don't think it was a dumb rule. I think it's dumb that he got suspended a whole season though. For it.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what
whole
was dumb
season was
about it.
kind of wild.
And
Yeah.
like other things that happen
Yeah.
don't get nearly the same punishment, but we won't even
Exactly.
talk about that.
Should
And yeah, same thing with Pete Rose, bro. Pete Rose should be in the fucking Hall of Fame. Like, what is this?
Well, he's a clown, bro. Did you see he opened a Hard Rock casino and he placed the first bet at the casino. They made like a whole thing out of it.
No.
He goes, "I bet the Reds to win the World Series this
Oh
year."
my
It was like a
God.
couple weeks ago.
That's wasting money.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
he
No, it is,
That's literally.
but it's also
donating.
not helping your legacy.
No.
Stop doing
No.
that.
No, I think it's hilarious. He's trolling.
Okay.
Go troll, Pete. Go troll.
Because like at this point, he's not in now. He's not getting it.
No, he's
Well, he'll get
accepted
in
that.
after he dies.
Will he?
I don't know. Anyways, okay. Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champs, signed Jawan Taylor to a massive deal, 4 years, $80 million to be their left tackle when he hasn't started at left tackle in the NFL. Charles Omenihu, I probably botched the fucking pronunciation of it. There it is. Omenihu. Yeah, actually a good player, and I just can't even speak his name. Formerly on the Niners, 2 years, $20 million as well. relatively quiet offseason for the Chiefs, aside from
Something
the Juwan.
about
They lost Juju.
They lost Juju. They
Yeah,
lost
Juju, yeah.
Orlando Brown. They lost Andrew Wiley. They've lost a lot of pieces.
Renegade.
So they didn't
Renegade.
get better.
And Juan Thornhill. They lost a bunch of guys.
But you have Patrick Mahomes, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty
something
much.
about Jawan Taylor. I saw 3 left tackles make more than $20 million a year under their current deals, and that's Trent Williams, David Bakhtiari, and Laremy Tunzel. So like that's
Laramie, okay.
that's
some elite company right there.
Those are some big Laramie. What did I say?
It's Laramie. It's Laramie.
My bad.
It's okay.
I'm a casual. I forgot.
Bro, it's all good.
good.
that was Chris Carson, not Rashad Penny.
What?
Yeah,
What'd he say?
You guys didn't Rashad Penny break his neck? I said that's Chris Carson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good old.
But yeah, no.
Respect Chris.
Jawad,
Carson.
yeah, Jawad Taylor's getting incredibly overpaid. It's not even. It's actually terrible. Which actually doesn't mean great things for the Giants either, because we have to pay Andrew Thomas, and this is only going to push the market up even more.
Yep.
But Andrew Thomas deserves every fucking dime that we're gonna give him, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, so on to a little entertaining here. The Las Vegas Raiders signed Jimmy Garoppolo to be their starting quarterback next season. 3 years, $67.5 million, 34 guaranteed. And then Marcus Epps, the safety, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And
Do we like the fit?
and Jacoby Myers.
I love that.
Oh
they got
yes, I don't
Jacoby
know why.
Myers.
Yeah, and Jacoby Myers. I don't even know why I didn't say that.
The guy
3 years, $33 million.
Well, he already won the Raiders a game
He
before
already
being
won
on their
the
team.
game. Yeah.
That's probably why they signed him.
Jacoby
thing,
Myers
when you
threw
think
them
about
the
it.
ball, so they threw him the bag.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
I believe
That
I
was
still
that's
can't
still
believe
like
that
the
play, bro.
craziest
That
play
was so
like,
funny.
in life history.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
In life,
Have you
In
seen
life
him talk
history,
about it,
I've never
though?
seen anything like that.
Have you seen him talk about it? So when he signed with the Raiders, they were like, "Have your new teammates clowned you about the play?" And he was like, "Man, I don't even think about it, bro." He was like, "It was just a mistake. I just blacked out." He goes, "I don't know what was going on." I was like, "Jacoby, bro, just shut up."
Just own up. Just own it. Just be like, it was. Yeah.
Well, no, he did own it.
He owned it.
He was like,
Yeah.
"It
No,
was
he
a
definitely made a
mistake."
mistake. Yeah.
He looked like he was about to tear up.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
Kobe.
you costed. I mean, no, it's no guarantee
seemed
that they
real
were going
upset
to win
about
the
it.
game. Yeah,
Bro, because
I mean,
Belichick probably
guaranteed
violated him in practice for
for
the rest
sure.
of
Well,
the
he probably
season.
got violated on every social media platform
Yeah,
ever.
That too, yeah.
probably got mad death threats too, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
So the poor guy. But yeah, I mean, you don't do that. What the fuck?
That was
that?
that's life.
I remember
life history.
I had a
Exactly.
parlay to win like $500, $600, and my last leg was for the Patriots to win the game. And I was like,
Wow.
okay, cool. Overtime. We could do
That's
this. And then I see Jacoby Myers throw the fucking ball to Chandler Jones. And Chandler Jones run over Mac Jones. And I'm
Poor
like,
guy.
what the fuck are we doing? Like, what was that?
Mac
It's just
Jones
like-
didn't stand a chance.
Like that play, like what do you think was going through Chandler Jones's mind? Like he probably just looked up. He was like, "Is that the ball?
Is that the ball?
I'll run it down for you.
Jacoby Myers was literally like, "Oh shit, Kobe," and just launched it.
He said,
Boom! Mac Jones, step on. You're not gonna get me.
Oh, Mac Jones got dribbled. That was crazy.
Bro.
"Yeah, he was like Greg Jennings."
Put the team on my back.
Nah, nothing was like Greg
Pure
Jennings.
shock
Nothing
that was
like Greg
probably
Jennings.
in
Greg
his
Jennings is a
mind
whole
when he
different
saw
breed.
that ball.
Oh my god. Oh my god, bro.
All right, I'll take it.
On the on the bright side, have you seen all the memes where it's like going from Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yes, it's like going from
It's like
Jimmy
taking
Garoppolo
a-
to Derek
yes.
Carr.
And then it's like there's one meme where it's like you didn't even do anything, you just moved back. Like what? But yeah, bro, Jimmy Garoppolo now the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. You sent an interesting video. Colin Coward was like, I love when the quarterback fits the city, and he's just like, and the team. He's so handsome, and it fits.
Well, no,
Handsome guy likes the nightlife.
He does seem like a Vegas
No,
Raiders
he does.
quarterback.
He
Yeah.
does. He does.
It's
feel
just
like he
funny.
does
It's
it.
just the way Colin says and does things. Like it was just funny, but yeah, I mean, cool for the Raiders. They're still gonna be ass.
They're gonna be
Yeah, they're
ass,
gonna be
bro.
so bad.
So yeah, congrats.
So
to the
Devontae
Raiders for
Adams
being-
is pretty much a Jet, right?
I think he might get traded though. I could. See
I think he's
that
gonna get
happening.
moved. I'm sure
I don't think the Jets
Jets
could afford to do
Yeah,
that.
no, but like he's out, I think.
So
This next year.
I mean, we might as well mention it now because we'll mention it when the Giants come up
Wait,
too.
can
But
I say one more thing about all the Raiders? Did you
No.
see stuff about like McDaniels and the wedding and all?
yes,
How
Yeah.
he like that was crazy. How he like
Yeah.
wasn't
What
invited
what
and-
happened?
so
Darren Waller's.
you go.
yeah,
Oh, Kelsey Plum.
so
Yeah.
Darren Waller got traded to the Giants, obviously, which amazing, for pick number 100. But the whole thing was obviously, I believe there was like the whole relationship between Darren Waller and Josh McDaniels got ruined, and they were never really on good terms in the first place. And Josh McDaniels was not invited to Darren Waller's wedding, and like Kelsey Plum went at him on Twitter, because she was like, I forgot what she said, but there was like real beef there, and yeah, Darren Waller wanted to get the fuck out of Vegas. He did that now. Josh
Darren
McDaniels.
Waller's married to Kelsey Plum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's-
And
They
apparently
both-
McDaniels
they both were
leaked it
Vegas.
to the media.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. McDaniel,
Which is crazy.
he leaked it to the public before.
That's
The date actually came out.
Yeah, before
Yes.
they wanted to.
So the owner of the Raiders also owns the Aces. So it's possible that he can trade Kelsey Plum to the New York Liberty. Only the Raiders would also ruin like another franchise in a complete other sport. That shit's crazy.
Can we also talk about
Only the Raiders
while
can do
we're-
that.
Bro, and,
Yeah.
and
Well-
it's crazy because the Liberty is already stacked.
Yeah.
From everything
So
I've
are
heard,
the Aces.
stacked.
Did you see
All
Sabrina?
the
got her own shoe?
WNBA is stacked.
Yeah. It actually looks like
Those are nice.
They're
they
cool.
look better
They look
than
cool.
some of
Sabrina Ionescu
like
got
I
her own
haven't
shoe.
seen it.
they look
cool.
better than some
They
of
look
like
cool.
the other like NBA player shoes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Better than fucking
Really?
Zion's shoes. Those
looks
ones are
better than
gross.
a good amount of them. Better than Tatum. Better than a lot of
They're
them.
called the
All
Sabrina
those
ones.
Jordan Brand shoes suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We should have an episode talking about the New York Liberty.
No, we
we
should.
could. Yeah,
Sure, let's do it.
they're a dynasty in the making.
What do you
Let's do a segment right now.
Super
on-
duper team.
Sabrina ones.
Oh, those are actually not bad.
I would
We
wear
know.
those.
Those are not ugly. Yeah, they're kind of fire.
Is it acceptable for me to pull up to the court with
Yes,
Sabrina ones?
honest. Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sabrina is her, bro.
No,
You
I
know,
know
like we
she's
say.
her, but I want to be him.
Remember when
That's fair.
LeBron posted that girl playing basketball on his story and he said Hermithy?
All right, we'll get to
Hermithy is
the
comedy.
we'll get through the
Hermithy.
rest of these for the most part. All right, here we go. Chargers signed Eric Kendricks, formerly an All-Pro, kind of fallen off a little bit recent years. Miami Dolphins. This is a team that definitely needs to be spoken about because not only did they sign your guy Mike White, they signed David Long Jr. from the Tennessee Titans. Great move, love that. 2 years, $11 million, and the most important move of the offseason.
Re-signing Myles Gaskin.
Yes, you're 100% right.
There we
Actually, that
go.
takes touches away from Salvin Ahmed. We don't like that.
That's true.
We don't like that. But the real important move here, Jalen Ramsey getting traded to the Dolphins for a 3rd-round pick.
Woohoo! Ejaculation, some would
What-
say.
What a buster!
That's great. That is what some would say.
What a buster of the block.
Not
Massive
my
bust.
What a great deal for the Dolphins too.
my
Yeah.
block
Yeah.
definitely got busted, bro. I mean, Jalen Ramsey,
That shit
one
was
of
a
my
steal.
favorite players of all time. Arguably, actually, not my favorite player of all time. He's the one traded to my favorite team. I couldn't be happier as a fan.
You just advocated for yourself being a Giant fan a week
Yeah,
and a
but
half
now
ago.
we got Jalen Ramsey. I've been a Dolphins fan, and you know that.
He has been.
He has.
Exactly.
You've also been a Bills fan, a Jaguars fan,
never
a
a
Giants
Bills
fan,
Nah, but
Why you say
Jaguars, Cardinals for sure.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
we
you were a
count the
Tyrann Matthew fan. I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
I like players. But the Dolphins I didn't like for a specific player. The Dolphins I liked as a team.
Why?
I always liked the Dolphins as a team, like back in the day.
Ryan Tannehill
Yeah.
back in the Tannehill
Tannehill.
days.
Yeah.
nah,
When
I
Jarvis
remember,
was there, that was lit.
Jarvis was cool as fuck.
Thank you,
I
Mike
remember
White.
Chris. I remember Chris rocking the Jalen Ramsey and dress down days, like junior year of high school. He's been
Yeah,
he's
no,
been
I
there.
love Jalen Ramsey.
Receipts are
This
there.
is huge though. Like no funny business. This is huge. David Long also is a huge get for
addition.
them.
Yep.
That defense struggled last year, but now they have fucking Vic Fangio and they have a legit inside Mike linebacker and David Long. And now you have fucking Jalen Ramsey to go alongside Xavier Howard with Javon Holland also in that secondary.
Yep. And Jalen Phillips is becoming one of the best edge rushers in the
Jalen
NFL.
Phillips, you have Bradley Chubb, you have fucking Christian Wilkins
Yep.
with a Vic Fangio defense. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, it should be one of the top 5 units in the league. It should be.
I'd be scared if I were you, Dean.
So I have to pose the
Also-
question.
I'm not
Also-
worried one
Oh,
bit.
the Dolphins also signed Braxton Berrios, another big signing.
Yeah,
Is it a big signing?
Yes,
the biggest.
Why is it a big signing?
because
Because he's a gritty guy who knows how to
I
play
mean,
the
it's
game.
better than like
Braxton
Cedric
Berrios
Wilson and
was
stuff
one of the-
to be their number
He
3.
was
Yeah.
one of the worst kick returners last year, and he dropped so many balls. It was not even like
So he's not good.
Bowles.
he's good. Nah, he had a
What
bad year.
balls?
He's still solid. Like he was, I don't know. It's whatever.
Losing Mike Gesicki definitely does.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's
Staying
He
a
went
little
to New
bit,
England,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
New England.
Yeah,
Did he
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. If they actually use him, that's huge.
But
I
nah,
feel like AFC East players all just went to each other.
yeah,
if you're gonna ask, dude, are the Dolphins contenders?
Yes.
You'd be a fool to
I'm
say.
going to ask. Are
you'd
the
be-
Dolphins
Uh-huh.
contenders?
You'd be a fool to say no if we're assuming Tua is healthy.
Yeah.
If you want to say they're not a contender if Tua gets hurt, sure, that's
Yes.
fair. But if we're assuming Tua is healthy, you would be a fool to say they're not a contender.
They
Right.
are.
They should
if
get Zeke.
Tua is
Yeah.
healthy. Yes,
The way
are
they were
absolutely-
playing last year, they were pushing it, and they've only got. Bro, the defense is going to be significantly better than it was last year.
They should draft Bijan Robinson.
That or
That would
give
be-
Zeke a chance.
I'd still probably.
Well, they
draft,
just.
like,
I think they brought everyone back, like the running
also
back
don't
room,
have that
like the
big-
entire running back room. They gave them new contract.
like Miles Gaskin.
Like
Not Raheem Mostert.
they didn't give Mostert a
I
contract.
don't think-
more
I thought
touches
they
for
brought him
Salvin
back.
Ahmed.
They gave Wilson a contract. They gave Gaskin a
they
contract.
should get Raheem Mostert
yeah,
back.
Jeff Wilson.
In my personal
Yeah.
opinion. But yeah, they don't have their first round pick this year, Dean. So
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
they're the team that
Mhm.
doesn't have their first.
right.
Yeah, but
So-
they're legit. The O line is good enough. You have Armstead, you have Robert Hunt, you have Connor Williams in the middle, Austin Jackson on the right side of the line. The line's good enough. That defense is fucking legit though. Like
It like I said, top 5 in the league. I think.
Yeah.
On paper alone, it's definitely top 5, arguably top 3.
does that defense even have any weaknesses now?
Who are the 2 safeties? Holland and who else?
Brandon Jones, you have Deshaun Elliott
Jones
also.
is decent. Deshaun Elliott's a solid rotational safety. No, not really. Honestly,
And then your corners are Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey, Crossan, and Noah. Noah I, yeah.
Igbenogany, yeah.
Noah I.
Yeah, no.
You also have Trill Williams. Trill Williams went to Syracuse. Melfi played. Mangini played against Trill Williams in high school.
Did they really?
Yeah, I forgot where he went to high school.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dolphins Super Bowl contenders
I
if
think Stepanak
If
said.
Tua is healthy.
Hmm?
if Tua is healthy.
Stepanak.
Yeah, second eye.
If Tua is healthy. Okay, so the Minnesota Vikings had a decent offseason. Marcus Davenport, Josh out. Honestly,
Wait,
I lied.
I'm sorry.
They had a shit offseason.
My bad. Before we transition, I have something. Sorry about
Yeah, go
that.
ahead.
So it's a would you rather. Shout out to pick a side. Pick a side, them guys.
All right.
We're gonna be picking a side because it's a would you rather.
Let's do this.
So would you rather Jalen Ramsey edition?
I guess this is right now. Or is it
Yeah.
like okay,
Yeah.
could be all
It's
time.
just who you would rather have.
We should have Trunks go first.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
All right. James Bradbury.
Give me Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Ramsey.
Trayvon Diggs.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
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 Nice.
Jair Alexander.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen. That one's the closest
This one's
one.
tough. I'm gonna go Jalen Ramsey.
I'll be the outlier. I'll take Jair.
Wow.
Respect.
I take Jalen Ramsey. Darius Slay.
Darius Slay.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
I'll go Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Why do you think
Gotta be
Darius
someone
Slay,
here.
Drunk?
Because I wanted to be different.
There has to be
Wow.
someone here.
Stephon Gilmore.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen.
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 Come on.
What did Clemmy say?
Pat Surtain the
Okay.
second.
Cool. That's who I thought was next.
Pat Surtain the second.
Jalen Ramsey.
Pat Surtain.
Pat.
I'll go Pat.
I'll go PS. Yeah, I'll go PS2. And then lastly, Sauce Gardner.
Ooh. Jalen Ramsey.
Sauce.
Even as a rookie, Sauce.
Yeah, give me Sauce.
I'm still taking
Sauce.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
You said who, Tom?
Sauce, my bad.
Tom needs the sauce. All right, and that's
So that was the closest one yet.
Yeah.
So
Patrick
pretty
Mahomes
much-
is weird.
pretty much
I
we'd
wanna
have
say-
to be like three.
Yeah.
The defining factor in me picking Jair was that he grittied on Justin Jefferson on second down, and that's like my favorite highlight ever.
Second
Oh.
down on
In the first quarter.
Wait, Sweezy makes a good point in the
Is that Clem?
comments.
That
My
one's
bad,
so high.
Sweezy. I totally forgot. That's one of my guys too. AJ Terrell.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
AJ Terrell.
I'm gonna leave Jalen Ramsey. Close.
I'm gonna take AJ Terrell here.
I'll go AJ Terrell as well.
I think it's ever so slightly. Yeah.
Barely, yeah. And that's go look so
Good
Sweezy.
looks, so sleazy. Thank you.
I don't know how I just looked up a list of the top cornerbacks in the league last
AJ
year,
Terrell
and
slept on, man.
he was 12th on this list. I didn't scroll past the top 10.
Very slept on.
They said Jamel Dean was better than AJ Terrell last year.
Yeah, nah, you're bugging.
Fucking.
That's great.
Wow.
All right, so yeah, the team that you mentioned before, the New England Patriots, made a couple notable signings. It actually doesn't say Mike Gesicki here.
Just happened this morning.
Okay.
That's probably why.
Yeah, Jonathan Jones back in New England. Juju was the big move that they made.
Let's get it.
And it was a 3-year, $33 million contract, identical to Jacoby Myers. I said once one of them signed, it should form the market for the remainder of them.
He was upset.
About leaving the Chiefs,
No, Jacoby Meyer. About
leaving the Patriots.
he posted on Twitter. He was like, "It's a cold world." Something like that.
They pretty much chose Juju over him.
It is cold in New England.
Yeah.
That's
That's true,
They
too.
chose Juju over him.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers was very good last year, but I mean, look, Juju did it for a Super Bowl contender. I mean, not even a contender, a team that won the
They
Super Bowl.
won.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the moves the Patriots have made this offseason. They also signed James Robinson. Shout out James Robinson, man. Fall from grace. Okay, so next up, the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, the Derek Carr situation. They re-signed Jameis Winston as their backup quarterback, and they are the team that got Jamal Williams, one of the most fun players in the NFL. 3 years, $12 million. The first 2 seasons are guaranteed. What a season Jamal Williams had.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had 1,000 rushing yards. I knew he had the 17 touchdowns. I didn't know he eclipsed 1,000. Man, I love Jamal Williams, man. I just want to see
Bro,
that guy
this
happy, bro.
this Saints team is looking
Decent.
very, very decent. Very decent.
Very second in the
Very
NFC,
decent.
NFC South type.
You don't think they win the
Nah, I think they win the NFC South.
They
I think they
have-
handily win
Division
the
is
NFC
shit.
South. Yeah, the
easily?
division is
I think
really
they
bad.
easily.
You don't
I'm,
think-
I'm Mike's all the way over here.
No.
No, I think the Bucks are done.
Depends
So?
on Baker.
I think Baker could be solid. I think Baker could turn some heads.
I don't know.
You know-
that defense is literally only getting. I mean,
Look.
they can't get younger. They're getting older.
To be fair, Baker Mayfield, whenever his back has been against the wall, he has had his best moments. So I wouldn't say totally that they're not going to be good. I could see somehow Baker revitalizing his career in Tampa and actually like making them decent. So that'd be cool. But yeah, no, I think the Saints will win the division. I do agree with you. Okay, so my squad.
They also have a chance to make some noise in the playoffs if they get there. I feel.
Yeah, I think they could shock some people. They got pieces there. They have players.
It all
there, so-
really depends on the Kamara situation.
Yes, honestly, it does. The 100% right. Okay, so on to my team. Love the offseason that we've had so far. Tom, you are also a Giant fan. So the New York Giants have signed Bobby Okereke, 4 years, $40 million, 22 guaranteed. Darius Slayton has returned on about a $6 million a season deal. I think 3 for 18 or something like that. And then the other move under the radar, Paris Campbell, 1 year, $3 million. And of course, as I said, the Darren Waller trade. Obviously, this offseason was about getting weapons, and they needed a linebacker, and they got a linebacker. I loved our offseason. I think you just got to trust Shane, man. Just have the trust in Joe Shane. He knows what the
Let
fuck he's
him
doing.
cook.
Let Joe cook, man.
Let
Like,
him cook.
1 year, $3 million with Paris Campbell. He has so much upside.
yes.
It's such a low risk. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even have to play, and you know what I mean. Like
So there's a bunch of incentives in his contract
Right.
too, by the way, which could get it all the way up to, I believe, 8 or 9 million.
What are we talking
Paris?
about?
Paris Campbell.
It's
Paris
a
Campbell.
max value of 6.7 million.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm
So
looking at
it's,
it now.
I believe it's like 500K for every time for eclipsing 65, 70, and 75 receptions, and then like 4, 6, and 8 touchdowns or something like that. Every statistical margin or milestone in the
Gives
season
bonuses.
gives him a bonus, and every game that he suits
I feel
up
like that's
for.
how every contract should be. But
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Every contract should be heavily incentivized. The same goes for Danny's contract. He has a lot of incentives in his contract to make it up to like 200 mil.
I feel like, I'm gonna walk that back because I feel like teams would just start benching guys that are close to their incentives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You make a good point there. But that's only if you don't care about
Players.
winning.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they're
you're right.
balling out, then you sit them, then you
Yeah.
don't care about winning.
I disagree with my own take that I just had.
Say your
Okay.
point. Argue that.
So
Argue with yourself.
so lastly, your team, the New York Jets, their biggest move is going to come not in free agency, but in a possible trade for Aaron Rodgers. But you re-signed Quincy Williams, and you went and got one of Aaron Rodgers' favorites, Alan Lazard. What do you think of your season so far, of your offseason so far?
Well, I think the biggest move of the offseason so far has been hiring Nathaniel Hackett, as proven on the Pat McAfee show. Aaron spoke about his relationship with Nathaniel Hackett and stating that as being a big reason why he chose to come to the New York Jets, or is choosing, that he intends to play here. Obviously, the deal's not done yet. I mean, everything's so sealed tight that nobody knows exactly how far away they are from completing the deal. There's been no details released other than what's being said by Aaron Rodgers himself. Which I kind of like how the Jets are handling this offseason. Everything is hush. Everything's, quiet. They need to still bring back Quinnen Williams. That should be next priority after Aaron Rodgers. This team, I think, still lacks maybe one more receiver. Denzel Mims is not it. He's not that good.
Elijah Moore.
They need interior D linemen. What else do they need? They need middle linebacker. CJ Mosley's aging. I know he just made a Pro Bowl. I don't think he deserves to make a Pro Bowl. They need safety help. I think they'll target either offensive tackle or safety in the first round of the draft if they keep their pick. I think there's definitely some moves to be made. Their offseason is far from done, but I think it's on hold because of Aaron Rodgers.
So here's my issue. When you get Aaron Rodgers, who's protecting him?
Me.
So you hope that Mekhi Becton
Like-
comes back healthy. You have
He's
Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yeah, those two are good, but they also got hurt last year.
You have Dwayne
And when has
Brown.
Mekhi been healthy?
You have Dwayne Brown. You
Yes.
brought back Laken Tomlinson, who wasn't good, but that was his first bad year of his career.
Yes.
And you have no center right now. We have no one to play center.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. That's definitely, you need to draft O lineman. Need to. They have
Yes.
no O line depth. They just signed someone yesterday, an O lineman from the Commanders. I don't know his name. Wes something.
Schweitzer.
Like they signed Wes Schweitzer from who's formerly on the Commanders.
Yes.
So that's O-line depth. He's not going to start, hopefully.
You would hope not.
I'm just pointing to the yeah.
If he's starting, you're in trouble.
But what do I mean, the big thing is Aaron Rodgers. What do I think? He makes him. I think he
Okay,
makes him a contender.
that was my next question.
I think Aaron Rodgers makes the New York Jets a contender.
Do we think the Jets are a contender if they get Aaron Rodgers?
I just happen
Yeah.
to. I think they're
Yeah.
also in the best division
Yes.
in the league, which is fucking tough. I don't think their record's going to reflect how good they actually are going to be. I think they're going to be in a 10-11 win team and sneak into a wild card spot. Unfortunately,
That's
because
fair.
the Dolphins and the Bills are very fucking good.
Yes.
But I think the Jets are going to be a threat in the playoffs.
They could have 3 teams that win 10 plus games.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
For
But
sure.
The Pats could.
I
Pats
could
could
see-
win some games.
I could see the Patriots being really, really bad this year just because of the fact that they're worse than the other 3 teams.
Yeah.
The other 3
But
teams
Bill-
are legit
Bill
contenders.
always manages to take one
Yeah.
off everyone. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
And I think bringing in Aaron Rodgers gives Zach Wilson an opportunity to really grow and develop as a player. I know it's a crazy take, but let's say in 2 years we're done with Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson comes out a fresh new fucking person behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 years, has played in the NFL already, failed in the NFL, and will have another opportunity to be successful.
This is
Yeah,
the
but
best
by-
thing that could have happened for Zach Wilson, honestly.
I think so
by
too.
then, his rookie contract's done. Because you're not picking up his 5th-year option.
Well, no
if you
one's
have Aaron
signing
Rodgers.
Zach Wilson.
No, you sign him as a backup.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
hopefully. I don't know.
Well, no, you'd sign him as
But-
a starter, I guess, at that
I think
point.
the fact that he's still on the team
Yeah.
shows you that he's going to be just learning from Aaron Rodgers for the next however long.
It's
Yeah.
crazy that he was the 2nd overall pick, and he's going to be learning in his 3rd year from a
He
quarterback.
clearly needs it. He's a special case. He's really terrible.
He's really bad.
The reason why they're not giving up on
Especially
him is
bad.
because
Incredibly bad.
he makes plays that other guys cannot make.
Yeah, and
does
he also
make-
makes plays that
Other
other guys don't make
That's what they're trying to fix, bro.
in bad and good
They're
ways.
trying to get the fundamentals down. Hopefully, Aaron Rodgers could show him because Aaron Rodgers was his favorite player growing up. I don't know if you guys knew that. When they had a
How
joint
adorable,
practice,
man.
when they had a joint practice in preseason, that was a big thing. Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers.
So
meeting
happy.
up.
Speaking of practice, a few months ago, Zach Wilson said he's going to make life hell for whatever veteran quarterback shows up for the Jets.
I think he might have
Seen
been.
that?
Imagine he dates Aaron
At that
Rodgers
time, he
now.
probably would have thought Derek
Derek Carr or
was
Jimmy
coming.
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd think
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's making life hell on Aaron Rodgers, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
Aaron Rodgers about to slip him
I-
for like 30 after
I
the
think
season.
whatever the compensation is, the Jets will not be giving up a first-round pick or Elijah Moore. No,
I think they're giving
not
them
happening.
both.
No.
Personally,
you think they're giving them both?
yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You're
Both
insane.
a lot. Both a lot.
You monster.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Or just the first, at least the first. They're giving up bare minimum a 1st-round
Yo,
pick.
Tom, can you make yourself
No, they're
louder
not.
somehow?
Yeah,
Please
one
go.
sec.
But
The Packers have zero leverage, especially after the Pat McAfee thing. Zero leverage.
all right, well, next up,
How much leverage, Dean?
Zero.
Damn right, man.
next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They signed Pat Pete, one of my favorite players. Patrick Peterson, now a Pittsburgh Steeler, and then signed a linebacker off the Commanders, Cole Holcomb. San Francisco 49ers, Javon Hargrave and Sam Darnold. Very interesting
New
offseason.
QB1, Sam Darnold.
Darnold.
You know,
I love it.
I was thinking about it. I could see him somehow, some way winning the job.
Yeah. Sam Darnold's always been another guy that can make plays. He just needs to make the easy plays. You know what I mean? He can make the hard ones.
Yeah.
The plays aren't the only thing that are hard.
I love the Javon
Especially when
Hargrave
we
signing,
think
though.
about Sam
That's a-
Darnold.
That's a big one too. And speaking of resetting market, I mean Javon Hargrave's amazing, but we also need
There we
the
go.
Giants. I'm talking about. We got to pay Dexter Lawrence as well. So Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas are going to be two heavily paid players on our team. So not looking forward to seeing those extensions.
One thing I want to say wasn't Darnold 3-0 with McCaffrey?
His
Where do you-
first
where do you-
season,
Yeah, he
Those
was
first
3
games.
his
3-0 with
first
McCaffrey,
season
man.
with
Maybe
the Panthers. Yeah.
he just
Um,
balls out.
I mean, look, it's
Maybe that's
If
all
there's
the best
any-
offensive coordinator.
I was gonna say if there's
Yeah.
any system for Sam Darnold to thrive in, it's gonna be this one.
Yeah.
He could look so much better than he is this year.
Yeah, I mean, look, if this doesn't work, that's it.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work,
Yeah.
that's it.
This is quote unquote the easiest system for a quarterback to play in.
Yes, 100%. Okay, next up we got the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, Draymond Jones, Jaron Reed. Drew Lock is also back.
Let's
Thank
go.
God for Drew Lock.
Let's
Drew
get
Lock.
it.
I remember when everyone thought that, and myself included, he was going to win the job in like preseason and be the Seahawks starting quarterback.
What a buffoon.
Well,
And
we
then
hadn't seen Geno
you
starting
fool.
games
Geno came out and
since he took
He
over.
rolled back.
Yeah.
he did indeed right back.
Remember they broke
rolled
Eli's
back.
starting streak?
Wait, he didn't write back.
No,
They wrote
No,
me
he's-
off. He didn't write back.
Yeah, but
Right?
then he signed that super contract
yeah.
and he rolled back.
Yeah,
Now he's a
3
god.
years, 75. 3 years, 75.
Mad good connection.
Shout out my guy.
Yeah, I want
Um,
his Wi-Fi.
What happened?
Now he's watching March Madness.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're in the
Okay.
pod trunks.
We're about to be
Come
done.
on, man.
We have three more.
Come
teams.
on.
Have to.
Come
Tampa
on.
Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, shout out Baker.
gonna
Levante
go
David
crazy, bro.
stays, Jamel Dean stays. Do you actually think so?
I don't know.
Like,
I
do we
kept
think
seeing-
he's going to be good?
Bro, whenever
kept
he's had
seeing
to,
As I said before, yeah. Whenever he's been written off,
that first game with the Rams, oh my god.
bless you.
Bless
That
you.
first game with the Rams,
That
bro, he
right
went
chest.
crazy.
That was wild. That was
Yeah.
wild. All right.
He had the
He
game-winning
didn't go
touchdown.
He didn't go crazy.
We had the game-winning touchdown
Yeah.
at the end.
I
It was
keep
all-
seeing on Instagram that Baker Mayfield is like he has like the weirdest career because he just keeps failing successfully. Like he keeps not playing well and ending up in good situations, like starting
Yeah,
jobs. It's crazy.
Bro, he's
I'm
got
hoping-
Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, bro. It's possible.
I'm hoping he figures it out, man. I
I mean,
actually
he
like
does still
Baker.
have a couple weapons there. Like it's not.
He has really good weapons.
Yeah.
He does.
It's not like
Remember
he's
when
left out there
Gronk
with nothing?
dented the Lombardi Trophy
Yep.
by bunting?
Yep. Yep. I remember that. All right. Last couple teams: Tennessee Titans, Arden Key, and Washington Commanders. Andrew Wiley and Nick Gates, 2 offensive linemen. Shout out Nick Gates, man. Guy broke his leg, like literally snapped it in
Yeah.
half to the Giants.
scary.
Just over a year ago. And now here he is signing 3 years, $16.5 million deals with $8 million guaranteed. You know what's crazy? It's actually he's going to be on playing for the team that he snapped his leg against, on the field that he snapped his leg.
It was
So
meant to be.
shout out Nick Gates, man. Got a lot of love for that guy. So yeah, go have success with the Commanders.
It was meant to be.
You're a horrible person, by the way.
What?
This
No.
just sounds fucked up.
Why?
Him snapping his leg was meant to be with him signing.
Nah, him being on the
I mean, it
team.
was because it happened.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess it was
You
fate.
know?
As fate
Yeah,
decided.
Exactly.
God's plan.
Shut up.
Tune in.
All
Tune
right.
into the next
That's
philosophy
about it.
episode of the BallGame podcast,
All right. So
where we
that's
discuss fate.
a lot going on in the NFL right now. Wow, my ears.
Wowzers.
I have some
Ears?
for you guys.
Oh my god.
What do you got for us, Dean?
Blind rank these NFL players based on their stats.
Yay!
Today I have 3 players to rank.
Oh,
Are you
Oh
serious
my
right now? Bro, I can barely
God.
remember
Is that
what I
annoying for you?
Remember all this? All right.
A little
No.
bit.
We got it.
No,
No, for Chris.
Oh,
It'll-
for
it'll be
Chris,
cool.
yeah.
all right.
Bro, it's annoying for me. I gotta write down 3.
I know.
Tell me when you guys are ready.
Look,
I'm ready.
they're all incomplete.
All right.
Can't do it.
Player A had 20 passes defended. Player B had 18 passes defended. Player C had 9 passes defended.
18, 18, and 9.
20, 18,
20,
9.
29.
Player A had 2 interceptions. Player B had 4 interceptions. Player C had 0 interceptions. Player A had 53% passes completed to him because he's
You
playing
mean
defense
against them.
against him. Player B had 62.6%.
You're struggling,
Player
man.
C had 56%. Player A allowed 1 touchdown. Player B allowed 5 touchdowns. Player C allowed 6 touchdowns.
Jesus.
Yo, player C is ass.
Yeah.
All right, rank.
Not that bad. He's not that bad.
Yo, you guys wrote that all down?
I tried.
Can
Yeah, I
Kinda.
did my best.
All right.
There you
All right.
go.
All right.
Kinda.
You need me to run it back?
just send it in the chat?
Oh, okay.
That was so funny.
All right.
Ortiz said he got it, but he struggled.
I
I'm
sent it.
going player A.
But just keep in mind, every row is like each
Rank 'em.
stat, so.
So what are these
rank them.
stats?
Okay.
Okay,
called-
so
it's called
pass
rank these players.
deflections,
Fuck you.
interceptions, completion percentage against, and touchdowns given up.
If you guys want, I
Um,
could do yards.
Rank them.
Yeah.
I'm putting the first corner number 1,
So A.
player A.
Yeah, the order you said them in, actually.
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly,
ABC.
yes, ABC.
All right.
Like
You guys have any
the
guesses who they are?
Like the Jackson
No.
5.
I'm assuming none of these are actually, yeah, none of these are Sauce because he didn't give up a touchdown. I don't think.
All right. So player C was AJ Terrell.
I would have guessed that.
Player,
Player
B.
C?
Player C. Player B was Jalen Ramsey. And player A was Sauce.
Wow.
Oh, was Sauce.
Mhm.
Wow.
Wow,
I mean,
man.
I took both those guys over Ramsey, so I'm spitting.
I mean, to be fair to AJ Terrell, he is always guarding the best receivers.
He's a lockdown, yeah.
So Terrell was targeted 75 times. Ramsey targeted 91, and Sauce targeted 86. So basically
Okay.
all the same kind of thing.
That would make sense.
And Jalen Ramsey gave up the most yards by 200.
Believe it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That matters too.
It was all in one play against Stephon Diggs.
I didn't want to give you guys another stat.
That's fair.
That was crazy.
Wow.
Rank the.
Are you okay?
He was talking.
You didn't. Bro, he said wow, and then it went like this.
Oh, I thought I heard something. Rank these NFL quarterbacks based on their stats.
Nope. Blind.
Oh,
Rank.
sorry. Blind rank these NFL quarterbacks based on their stats. Player A had 3,205 passing yards. Player B, 3,695 passing yards. Player A, 15 passing touchdowns.
I lost it already. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, I'll go slower.
Why don't you just listen to him?
Player A had 3,205 passing yards. Player B had 3,695 passing yards. Give you a
You're
second.
good. You're good.
Player A had 15 passing touchdowns. Player B had 26 passing touchdowns. Player A had 708 rushing yards. Player B had 94 rushing yards. Player A had 7 rushing touchdowns. Player B had 1 rushing touchdown. Player A had 5 interceptions. Player B had 12 interceptions. Player A had 67.2 completion percentage. Player B had 64.6 completion percentage. Player A.
God
All right,
damn.
that's
Christ.
enough. That's enough.
What is
That's,
I'm
you
gonna
get-
take. I'm gonna take player A.
Passing touchdowns, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns.
Interceptions.
You know what's funny?
Player A is Daniel Jones.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to say. Player A is literally Daniel Jones. I'm taking player A
And
over anyone you
Just
list.
don't say who the players are. I want you to pick someone first.
And player B, I'm trying to figure out who they are.
Alright.
Yeah, sorry, you're beat.
I think player A probably needs some more weapons for some pass.
You good?
Daniel Jones just came in and slapped that shit off your head.
Player A needs some more weapons. So for more passing touchdowns, I'm taking player A.
I'm taking player B.
I'm taking player B, who I think I know who it is. No, I don't. I'm lying to you. I'm lying straight to you.
Tom, who are you taking?
Player A.
Dean.
I took player A.
Player A is Daniel Jones and player B is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I'm taking player B.
Sorry,
I
Dean.
take it back.
Okay.
I love you,
Railed.
Rod. I
Damn
didn't
right.
respect you, bro.
That's exactly what I was
That's my
hoping for.
quarterback. Player B. Thanks, Aaron.
That's what I was hoping for.
I love you. Still come to the Jets, please.
That's crazy.
Please.
He did this entire segment.
Sorry,
just to
buddy.
fuck you over.
I
He
did.
really
I
did.
really
He
did.
actually
I
just said
really
me.
did.
Yeah.
And I
you
said it
just
so
said it.
fast. I was like,
I know you did.
I'm taking player A.
I was so happy when you said A.
I love you, B.
That was my point.
I love you.
Oh
B.
my God! Wow. All right. Well, is that everything?
Unless anybody else has anything.
Anyone have anything else?
Oh, God. No.
We're all good.
I think we're all chilling.
Okay, cool. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. As per usual, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on all of our socials. Follow Tom on his socials. Tom, you want to
Yeah.
tell these people where they can find you?
They can find me on Instagram, and that's about it.
He's paying for that, right?
What's your at?
At is Thomas Marati _.
He's paying for that, right?
Chris will spell it for you.
was-
Don't worry. He'll put it
It's
on the
his
screen.
birthday. We're
Yeah, I'll
gonna
put it in the description.
Yeah.
So,
You're lucky it's your
follow
birthday.
Tom in that description.
Good luck.
Thank you guys so much for watching as per usual. And with that,
BallGame, 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 BallGame,
BallGame, BallGame,
BallGame, BallGame, BallGame,